The king in the north! The king in the north!
Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So today, Sunday, we do the call-in shows, how we cook over here. But we got a guest. This is Iron Man. We the Avengers. This is Iron Man. This is Tony Stark right here. We got coming up here. This is billionaire playboy philanthropist we got coming up here. So hey, I'm just gonna bring him up. Ain't no point of playing around. We got TJ, aka Iron Man, from the Voice of College Football Michigan channel. So,
Johnny, let's go, bro.
What's going on, bro?
Shit, man. Enjoying being victorious over Alabama and Ohio State. Watching these playoffs and thinking to myself, damn, we could have beat these teams, and hoping that Texas can get the damn job done. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, we need Texas. We need Texas to handle it for this season to be okay. We back to normal. They didn't win a championship, and we got the bragging rights. We need that back.
Yeah. So I can't have Ohio State win this shit, Johnny.
It's bothering me bad that they're still in there.
Yeah, it's
I'm trying my best to not let it bother me, but it is.
And what sucks too is the other teams are Penn State and Notre Dame, bro. So we need Texas to pull this one out, man. Because if they don't, we're gonna be hearing about it. But it's all right. Next year's gonna be our year, bro.
Yeah, we coming. We coming for them. So give us your Michigan season and how the offseason is going with the transfer portal, some of the coaching changes. I know a lot of people watch TJ, but some of them might not. So, let's let them cook.
Yeah, for sure, man. The season was frustrating, bro. Like, I think we all felt that for a minute, especially September was very frustrating. But, you had a young coaching staff literally learning on the job, bro. Like Kirk Campbell learning on the job, Sherrone Moore learning on the job, Wink Martindale getting a feel for the college game. But as the season progressed, a lot of these coaches I thought found themselves, Wink Martindale being like the main one, Sherrone Moore also getting better along the way, although there were a few coaching missteps in terms of timeouts against Indiana as well as Alabama. But, at the same time, I think Sherrone grew this year, and I'm hoping this offseason, I expect this, by the way. I mean, it's just natural learning curve of any coach. I anticipate he'll be better next year. We added, obviously, Chip Lindsey. So let me just say this. I think the season was a positive in the sense of, we closed it out 8-5. We knocked out all of our rivals. We beat Alabama. We beat some playoff teams. Alabama was, some would argue was, left out of the playoff. Ohio State, we handled business, bro. In Ohio, like I'll tell you right now, and I've said this before, that is my favorite Ohio State victory we've ever had.
Yeah, because nobody believed in us.
Nobody believed in us. The spread was insane. He went into Columbus and handled that shit and punked Ryan Day, bro. Punked him. Yeah, man. So that's my favorite Ohio State one. So so the season, look, playoffs is what I wanted, but it's all good. And then let's also look at this too. And I said this on my channel. This year might have been a blessing in disguise because what it did is it got our collectives together, it got our donors together, it rallied the university to an extent, which landed us a Bryce Underwood, which helped us land a strong recruiting class where we are currently on the verge of becoming a top 6 recruiting class with Ty Haywood and Mathis, right? So, and then like the way they flipped Nate Marshall, Shamari Earls, and a bunch of these dudes, like they really did put in work on the recruiting trail. They did a good job. I know some people still are unsatisfied, which blows my damn mind because they think we need to be Phil Knight in Oregon and win absolutely every single one of these recruitments and buy every single one of these damn players who are going to transfer in 1 year anyway. No, like it's okay. Like what Michigan did on the recruiting trail it's good. It's a good first recruiting class. They did the damn thing. Now, in terms of the portal, I do understand some of the frustration with this portal because, are we adding quality players? Yeah, we are. And are we adding a lot of depth? We are. And we have added a few starters like TJ Metcalf and Justice Haynes. Yeah, I mean, like legit. Like those are legit players. And Justice Haynes is an impact game changer. Like that's a serious get. But have we not landed some of these other players that we went after? Yeah, we did. And we just sat on Scott. But that is not what's, which is actually frustrating the hell out of me, which I'm going to address in detail on Tuesday's show. We're going to get into it with me and John D'Adamo, 8 p.m. Tuesdays, Michigan Wolverines Live. But yeah, I mean, portal is solid right now. I don't think they get away with it. Those, in my opinion, in terms of wide offensive line, and possibly and corner. So, because one of our other targets just got off the board today, and Shaw, the Washington corner, he committed to Texas A&M this morning. So, the portal could be better, in my opinion, but it's still a sound class, and I think Michigan's doing a lot of good stuff. And I'll just close with this, Johnny, just so everyone understands my position on this. I'm a firm believer that Michigan puts recruiting at a higher priority in terms of price, in terms of willingness to pay players than they do portal. And the reason why is because the price points of some of these portal guys, Johnny, are wild. And the production does not meet the cost. It's just what it is.
Yeah, they're trying to get their bag, the best way they know how. I can't blame them, but it's ridiculous. I'm not giving you all that money and you barely get anything.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be getting $2 million for 500 yards, bro.
Exactly.
I'm not going to name no names. I've mentioned it on my show before, but like, it's wild, dude.
So we got the playoff games. Your boy, what's his name? What's the running back for Arizona State? What's his name?
Oh, shit. Scatterboo.
Yeah, Scatterboo went off.
Yeah.
That's the best back.
Oh,
that's the best back, bro.
Okay, all right.
He went crazy.
Hey, he's a dog, bro. He's a dog. He's bringing the white running back back. Him and McCaffrey are bringing it back, bro. It's on the comeback. Yeah.
So him. I mean, they lost, but what a game! What a show he put on.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Oh, tell me that wasn't targeting, Johnny.
It was.
Yeah,
it was.
It was.
And I said that in my video. Like, we see what y'all doing. Y'all, come on now. Just let these boys. The way Arizona State fought back, they deserve that. Give them the chance. We don't know the field goal kicker gonna make it if they get in field goal range, but it's like they didn't want to give them the chance. But Texas, Ohio State. I'm about to bring up Josh from A House Divided, and he's an Ohio State fan. If we the Avengers, he's Dr. Doom.
Oh, shit.
He's Dr. Doom.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you want to be Killmonger. It don't matter. Either way, you are Nemesis.
Yep. I got you.
So I'm gonna bring him up. He's gonna give us his thoughts on Texas, Ohio State.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
You're muted, bro.
Yep.
All right, y'all can hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dr. Doom and Killmonger is crazy, but I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it.
The villain to us.
That's fair. I'll take that. I'm happy with it. All right. Let's talk this Texas and Ohio State game for the simple fact that I need Michigan fans to like calm down the hype over here. Right? Like I need you guys to bring me back to reality a little bit. So I'm hoping you will, but I don't see how Texas has a chance in this game.
Oh.
I don't see it.
Texas matches up with y'all pretty good defensively.
Okay. So let's talk about the strength of the Texas defense, right? It's the pass defense, yes?
Exactly.
Okay. So, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I actually think, well, first of all, listen, Ohio State's playing at a damn good level right now. I mean, you guys are looking like legit. I mean, like, as much as I don't like you, you look good. You know, you guys are balling right now. No one's denying that. I think what Oregon and Tennessee did not do is play you similarly to how we did. They put their guys on islands. I think Sarkisian is smart enough to not do that dumb shit. Because if they do that dumb shit, you're going to run all over them. Now, and here's the thing about
cover 4, don't they?
What?
They run a lot of cover 4.
Well, okay. Yeah, but like they need to make sure they bracket Jeremiah Smith, and then also their front seven's actually pretty good, man. They got they got Ethan Burke, who's a dog. They do have a good front seven, and then their offensive line is strong. See, and so we have a Texas guy on our network, and I talked to him about this game already. He said the thing that they really need. He said he's not worried about the defense as much as he is the offense, and the reason why he's worried about the offense is because with Quinn Ewers, it depends on the day. Some days he's on. Other days he's hit or miss, and if this offense cannot keep pace, then it's going to be a problem. Now they do have the skill players, right? Like they have talent. It's not that they don't have talent, but it's just can the defense hold like Michigan's, or even some? They don't even have to do what Michigan did. They got to be just better than Oregon and Tennessee because that was insane. And then that offense has got to keep pace.
Nebraska, Penn State.
I think you're absolutely right. I think the pass defense is not only good because of their DBs, but because of the pressure that their defensive line gives and things of that nature. So I'm not going to act like it's not something that I'm worried about, but at the same time, it's not like Oregon doesn't also have a decent pass defense, and we were kind of able to score them at will.
But they played dumb with you, bro. They literally blitzed and put dudes on islands, and that is the dumbest shit you can do.
And their DBs are all my height, 5'9".
Yeah,
so it's a little different. It is.
It's weird, man. I don't even know why they did. And Tennessee did the same thing, bro. They literally put their guys on islands, blitz guys, put their corners in bad spots, and you guys just exposed them. And then and that's another thing too, is like when a team is down like 2 touchdowns, they start drowning, and then teams start panicking, and then they start overcommitting and making mistakes. And then you guys had them in quicksand, man. Both teams were in quicksand, and then you guys just kept. And I'll say this though. Like the one thing about you guys, and like I know some Buckeyes have acknowledged this, like, our victory over you guys got you guys hungry as shit again, and it lit a fire under your ass. And like you can see it in Ryan Day's coaching approach because he's aggressive as shit right now.
Absolutely. I agree with all of that. I guess my when I look at their defense specifically, I'm pretty concerned about the pass defense. I think their pass defense is stout, but they allowed Cam Scatterbo to come through and control the game in the second half. So like, what is that? Cam Scatterbo is one person. We have 6 Cam Scatterbos on our team.
He went stupid, bro. Though, like
he did.
Let's be honest. He was in the zone. Like he went stupid.
Yeah, and he's been hot. He's been hot to close the year. Scatterbo has been, he's kind of made a name for himself.
Yeah.
Like that pass, the fly route where he slows down and pushes off. Like, bro, I'm in the zone type stuff, So I can't take too much from it because he was so out of his mind. So
but when you have a team, an offense with at least a couple of Cam Scatterbos, it's hard to look at it and say, yeah,
y'all don't have anybody
dominating against that. I'm sorry, what?
Y'all don't have anybody built like that.
Why don't we?
Bro, he's a tank.
He is. No. Built like him, like body-wise, sure.
Yeah.
But somebody who can take over the game and dominate it, we have multiple of those.
So
and that's I guess why I'm not so. That's why I'm so confident, I guess.
Texas needs to turn this into a fist fight. Is what they got to do. They can't play cute. They can't play this flashy shit with you guys. They got to make it a trench war game, bro. Just like Michigan did. Now, again, you kind of brought up like one of the strengths of Texas is obviously their pass defense. It's one of the top. I think they're top 5 in college football. Mm-hmm. That'll help, but like Texas's front 7 has to get to Will Howard and make him uncomfortable. And like I think we would all agree, the hit that Will Howard took in the Michigan game likely had an effect on Will Howard. They need to get to Will Howard and get him good, bro, and get him uncomfortable again because he's comfortable as hell right now. Get him off rhythm, make him throw off platform. That's gonna be the way to win. They got to make the offense uncomfortable, and then that defense and then their offense has got to come to play.
That's what worries me is Texas.
I was gonna say we talked quite a bit about their defense. Yeah, their offense.
Yeah.
I don't think it's enough to mesh with this Ohio State defense. At least what we've seen specifically in the playoffs. This defense has been playing lights out on
Texas's defense.
Every aspect.
Don't have to play lights out. They don't have to play lights out.
And I feel like the only defense that I've seen, at least as of recently, that's played to the level of Ohio State is Notre Dame. Notre Dame's defense played really well against Georgia.
Yeah. No, Notre Dame is playing good ball right now, man. Physical football too.
I'd venture that's probably the team I'm most afraid of right now, and even then, it's Notre Dame.
Yeah. Freeman's playing. He's coaching good too. He's not making any mistakes. So
if James Franklin finds a way to make the natty and beat y'all,
jeez,
that would be hell for me. I don't even want that to happen. I'd much rather see Notre Dame, even though I'm probably most afraid of them. I don't want that chance to happen.
As crazy as it sounds, obviously I want Texas to win the whole thing, but I'd probably put Penn State second. I can't have Notre Dame and the Buckeyes winning this damn shit, bro. Like, we got to be the most recent national title winner, bro. Like, I just can't have them winning one right now. We just won last year. Let me just enjoy it.
I get it. Yeah, because especially when we win this one, it's going to open the floodgates. So,
I know. Although, I mean, look, you guys will have some shit to talk about, but just remember, it's 4-0 right now. Just remember,
that is true.
Still got
and you guys are coming to us next year too.
I think we have a good chance. I'm not going to say we're going to beat you. I can't.
We'll see. Hey, we'll see. One
thing that
bro, you're losing a lot though. Like you're gonna have a big roster turnover like we did last year. So we'll see what your roster looks like.
I think we reload well at several positions, but
you will. See. I mean, you recruit well. You do recruit well, but we're in a different position.
We got to see what it looks like.
We're returning a lot next year. Although, like I was telling Johnny as a show star, we have some holes that we got to get sorted out for Michigan.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing that's impressing me though about Ohio State is it's not just the play design. And I was on Kirk Campbell and Sharon all year about this, but the eye candy, the pre-snap eye candy.
Yeah.
Play designs, getting those one-on-one matchups, getting Ibuka on one-on-one with a safety, getting Jeremiah Smith one-on-one with a safety, plus the eye candy. So you've already got dudes that can out-talent most of the teams you're going at, but now you're adding in great scheme and play calling with good play design. It's beautiful. I can't front. That type of stuff I love. Like that's the type of stuff I love. And I hate to see that y'all are doing that.
Yeah, the game planning is finally mashing up with the recruiting. So we've always had the talent, but like now the game planning and the play calling is actually starting to work with it. It's a lovely thing to see. It's amazing. I love it.
Stop that.
What? I do.
Grin. You see, you got that shit eating Ohio State grin. Bro, just stop.
I got something that I wanted to mention. I saw a comment from, I think it was Readings by Dom, about the extended breaks for like Oregon and all the bye week teams. I don't believe that it had that much of an impact as people are making it out to be.
Well,
I think
Oregon had 25 days off
sure.
When they played y'all. Y'all had 10 days because y'all played Tennessee.
Yeah.
You and Tennessee had the same amount of time to rest. Mm-hmm. So there wasn't a rust factor. But that first round bye team, all of them had like 25 days off something. So that's a long time, bro.
Yeah. I heard the argument. Look, I heard the argument where it's like, oh, they had the same amount of time because Ohio State didn't play in the Big Ten title. Okay, but you played the week prior, bro.
Sure.
Like, you're warmed up. You were prepped. Like, listen, let's just also make this extremely clear. I'm not one of those fans where I think that, like, you won. That's what matters. Like fuck the semantics, bro. Like, here's another thing too. Like, so on our show, Josh, and I'm not calling no one out from my end. We had some people call. I do a call-in show on Thursdays, and we had some fans call in and say, well, it's, in my opinion, this national title is going to be a little tainted because it's a 12-team playoff and it's weak and they didn't actually win their conference championship. And I'm like, dude, we can't be that fan base, bro. Like, listen, there are fan bases, and we won't name no names, who want to call championships tainted, but like, you win, dude, at the end of the day. And let's be real. And if you don't like it, it's on your program to do something about it. That's my position. So, if we don't want you to win, even though we did handle our business in November, well, then we got to get in the playoffs. That's on us. So, we'll see how it goes. I mean, hopefully, again, Texas handles the damn thing.
To reply to that, I had an asterisk after you guys won the. But to be fair, I let that go a long ass time ago. Like you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. At the end of the day, if we want to say anything, we have to beat you. So
that's
that's absolutely fair.
I can't stand when these fan bases want to qualify shit and be like, well, it doesn't mean as much, or it's a 12-team playoff, so it's it's not as serious as a 14 playoff. It's like this is what it is. These are the rules, and these teams are playing in the new setup, the new format for college football, and they won. And if anything, the road, even though there were some cupcakes, now you guys had a good first round matchup, but like Tennessee, right? But there are some cupcakes that were in this, like SMU and shit like that. But at the end of the day, it's what the format is. And if anything, it's a longer road, which means there's a greater variance of injury and also getting worn down. Like these college kids aren't used to playing this many games. So, you have not only the physical hurdles, but also the mental hurdles. At the end of the day, a win's a win, bro.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And if you guys get the natty, you get the fucking natty, but hopefully you don't. I'm like, listen, if you guys win it, you get it. But if you do get it, I ain't gonna like it.
Facts. Yeah, I just feel like, so when it comes to the bye week specifically, we're talking about 4 teams. So we're talking about, first of all, 2 teams, Boise State and what was the other team? Arizona State, who probably shouldn't have even been there to begin with. They shouldn't have gotten a bye week to begin with.
Bye week. Yeah, we agree with that. They should not get a bye week.
They should have gotten the playoffs, but they shouldn't have been a bye week. So when we're already talking about how teams have performed in the bye week, we're talking about 2 teams who probably shouldn't have even gotten that bye week to begin with. That's and then the other 2 teams are Oregon and Georgia.
Right.
Why didn't Oregon, being that they were not favorites, obviously we were the favorites for somehow going into that, how did Dan Lanning not get them prepared to face some sort of adversity? Obviously Ohio State was going to come to punch you in the mouth. How did Dan Lanning not coach them to face that adversity? And the same thing for Kirby going against Notre Dame.
Dan Lanning thought he won the Natty when he won the Big Ten championship.
You're right.
That's his problem.
That's a problem. I think
bro, that whole fan base thought they won a Natty, dude. When they won that game, it was like 2 a.m. because they got that West Coast time. I'm getting my fucking Twitter blown up, bro, by all these Oregon fans. I said you're not gonna win a Big Ten title like in August, like you guys ain't gonna win. I was like, welcome to the Big Ten. You're not gonna win this shit. They won, so I got a lot of people had those bookmarks, but so my shit was blowing up, but like they really acted like they won a national, because we all know they want to be a blue blood, although they think they're going to be a blue blood after one national championship. Even if they get one, they've never had one,
right?
But like, and by the way, it ain't something you don't just become a blue blood. That takes forever. But
yes,
at the end of the day, like I think that's what it is. They thought they made it, and they got a reality check. I mean, you guys literally, and I'll be real, I lost money on that game. I took Oregon, But you guys, listen, you embarrassed the shit out of them on national television. Straight up.
And I'm very happy about it. I didn't even expect like 34-0 at one point in the first half, but obviously ending the first half 34-8. I didn't expect that. I didn't know that was coming.
And he looked stupid. And it felt good a little bit because he wanted to call timeout at Michigan. Are you not entertained? And all this dumb stuff. You want to run it up? Okay.
Yeah.
You think you won the championship. This ain't the championship, buddy. So he did this clown stuff all season. So I was happy for him to get his humble pie, because we had to learn this too, right, TJ? 2021 when we won the Big Ten. We were excited. We hadn't done it in so long. That's not the end goal when you have national championship aspirations. Right. You have to keep yourself grounded. Every time you play a big team, you think you done won the Natty. We won the Big Ten. The job is done. Yes. So I was glad to see him get humble. Didn't want to see y'all do it. I would have hoping like maybe Texas would have did it, but whatever.
All right. So I got 2 Michigan guys here. I'm actually excited to talk about the future of your team. Obviously, TJ, you had already kind of talked about it and alluded to it a little bit already. I think you guys are going to bounce back a little bit. I honestly think that, obviously 5 losses is tough to deal with, but I think you got an easy schedule. You're going to have, regardless, a better quarterback than what you had this year. I think there's still some fixes that probably need to be made in, wide receiver talent, maybe. Maybe some pickups in the offensive line, maybe some reloading at defense, maybe even as well. But I think you guys will probably bounce back a little bit. Are you guys excited about that? I'm sure.
Definitely.
Yes. So for me, the only need I see on defense right now Well, I mean, I guess there's potentially two. But one for real. We need a number 2 corner. Is what we need. We need a number 2 corner opposite of Jai Hill. And I know some people are like, well, Zeke Berry held it down. He did. But it appears the program would like to find a starter at that number 2 spot. Because Zeke Berry played well against you guys and he also played well against Alabama. Like, he did play well. But at the same time, I feel like Zeke's, and I already know the response, what I'm going to say. But like, to me, I want to see Zeke in that nickel spot. And I know he got burnt early in the year. But I just don't know if I'm ready to give Zeke the full job, but it may not matter because we just lost out on a portal target this morning, and Shaw, he went to Texas A&M. The other potential hole on defense is nose tackle, but Trey Pierce played well. So, and then also I believe Damon Payne can bulk up a little bit with the dude we got from Alabama. I think he's at 315 right now. He's 6'4". I think he can get to like 325, 330 in one off season. You can do that. In terms of the offense, though, we need at least one more wide receiver, if not 2. And offensive line, we need at least one more offensive lineman, if not 2. And then tight end, very interesting. Thomas Fadone, the tight end from Nebraska, who just entered the portal, formerly the number 1 overall tight end in the 2021 class, I believe. Sharon's made contact, so that's new. I haven't brought that to our community yet, so something I'll talk about on Tuesday.
No, I thought Hogan Hansen was the guy.
So Hogan Hansen, Marlon Klein are next up, but listen, who'd you just get from fucking was it Purdue?
Max
Clare, right? That's right. Well, we were after him too.
That's true.
But you got it. So good for you. I'm happy for you.
That's true. Jordan Marshall played really well in the bowl game as well. So I know that's also a piece that looks good for y'all too.
Him and Justice Haynes, man. It's our next duo next year. Listen, the offensive line played really well too. Like, Evan Link played really well against Alabama. Andrew Sprague, the true freshman, held his own at right tackle against Alabama. So we'll see. I mean, the issue is we're going to lose Josh Prevey, our left guard. So we have a hole there. And then left tackle, am I ready? I mean, Johnny, how do you feel? Are you ready to trust Evan Link at left tackle? It's a very important position.
Really.
You said no?
Really. He was a turnstile.
Yeah, I know, that's where I'm at. And so our hope, as a true freshman, oh, come on, man, that's so tough. That's so tough. I know.
I just love saying that name. That's all it is.
Yeah. It's true freshman's tough, man. But I mean, listen, if Babalola can become that dude, although I don't anticipate he'll start week 1, but if he can do whatever Andrew Sprague did and got to get the start at the end of the year, although if he starts at the end of the year, that means there's a problem. I mean, our hope right now is we're after Shaez Pete, the New Mexico State transfer, who's actually pretty good. We'll see. If we can land him, he will be our left tackle. And then you could move Evan Link back to right tackle, I don't know. We'll figure out how to do it. We got some holes, though. They got to figure it out.
How quickly does Bryce start? Or does he start this first year?
It's a great question. No, I don't think he starts week 1. What do you think, Johnny?
I don't think so. Which I'm not against, though. I'm not against starting him from the jump. If he's the best, put him out there. That's how I feel.
Yeah. So I got it at week 3. I think that Oklahoma game week 2, I think they want the veteran experience to start the game. Now, I think what we're going to see here is, if you remember 21, where we had the Cade JJ dynamic, where JJ would come in for certain plays and get some run. I think you're going to see a very similar thing. Now, it's possible Bryce Underwood really shows out and pulls a Jameis Winston or a Trevor Lawrence, really a Trevor Lawrence, because Jameis Winston started from the rip. But Trevor Lawrence literally stole the job from Kelly Bryant like 3 or 4 games into the year. It could be like that. You know, it's possible with Mikey Keene, maybe, against Oklahoma, we're down and then Bryce Underwood comes in and gets us back and it's his job. I mean, it could be, in my opinion, week 3 or sooner.
Week 3 or sooner. Okay. I'm excited to see it. I want to see what that looks like.
Have you seen his recent? How about this? What is your thoughts on the Bryce? Not one, the saga that went down in terms of the recruitment, and then 2, him coming to Michigan. What's your thoughts on that?
The saga to how he even got there. I'm not a huge LSU fan to begin with, like, I was happy that he was leaving LSU, but for Michigan, no, I didn't want that. I didn't want that. But I'm always a firm believer that when the rivalry, like when both teams are good, it's the best for college football. So I'm happy that you guys are going to bounce back a little bit, but we got some we got some ass to kick.
Yeah, so we're just kinetic. I will hit on that because I was telling Johnny before the show how much this is pissing me off. But regarding the rivalry, so on our show, because we never had you on, man. We're gonna have to have you on, bro. But we respect the rivalry. Like it's but we want to see you lose. But us, I agree with you. When Michigan and Ohio State are at their best, that's good for college football. It's good for the Big Ten. We all know what it is. I mean, everyone knows it's the most watched game in the nation. Everyone gives a shit about it, even fans who are not fans of our teams. Like they like, let's be real. Like as much as people, I don't know how you feel about this, about the whole flag planting thing. However you feel about the flag planting thing, it was good for the rivalry, bro. That just adds extra fuel, all that. So yeah, I love it, man. I'm all for it. And then regarding kinetic, let me just hit on kinetics thing here. So let's set this Scholar Bell shit straight. Okay. I was actually gonna talk about it more on Tuesday. I'm getting a little frustrated, dude, because what's interesting to me. All right, so let's just lay it out. So here's what happened with Scholar Bell. Scholar Bell, the wide receiver from Connecticut. Now, what has occurred is this: Michigan, 100% for a fact, offered the larger NIL package to him, not Connecticut. Even though for some reason there's Connecticut fans who believe that, and there's also now some Michigan contingency who's saying this, and then I'm like, okay, well, where are you getting that from? Because I know I've had it confirmed to me that Michigan offered the highest NIL offer to him, and the reason why he did not come, and we're going to talk about this far more on Tuesday, is because he has one semester left before he can graduate college, and Michigan is not going to accept him into Michigan until he gets his graduate degree and becomes a grad transfer, because Michigan does not accept credits beyond 60. So this kid would have lost a year and a half of school if he would have transferred here before graduating. That is a hurdle too great to overcome, and he didn't want to miss spring ball. So if he was let's say he committed to Michigan, but it was going to be as a grad transfer, he would have missed spring ball, winter conditioning, all of that. That's a lot to miss. And then you're going to come into a new offense, not know the scheme, your final year of your college football career. That is why he decided to stay at UConn, is because his inability to transfer here before and not being able to do spring ball. If he was able to do spring ball, boys, he would be here. He liked, and his family liked the idea of playing at Michigan, him playing at Michigan, but there was just too big of a hurdle. And then we have some fans, and I will not name any names, but we have some damn fans, and I'm gonna be real with you, you're getting on my nerves. Like, you are getting on my nerves, where you're trying to tell me on Twitter, oh, well, Michigan lost another one due to NIL, and then you guys want to act like it's fact. And then when I say, okay, show me where you're getting this information. Who is this individual? Where is this source? And then you don't show me shit. You just want to hold a narrative because it makes you feel better, because you want to challenge Michigan, even though you're on the side of Michigan. It's fucking, I'm gonna be real with you, it's fuckboy shit, and I don't like it. It is what it is, though. I know it's Twitter and it comes with the territory, but at the end of the day, boys, look, it is what it is. We didn't get him because of the inability to get him in before spring ball. Is what it is, man. We lost it, and we wanted him. So yes, this is a swing and a miss, and the admissions took a hit here again, and this happens every year. Johnny, how often does this shit happen in Michigan?
Every year. It's somebody really wants.
Caleb Love, Terrence Shannon. We've had college players like they're. One of the reasons why Michigan doesn't go after certain players is because they literally can't get them in due to credits. Like, Michigan has a very tough policy on that. And we will talk about that more on the Tuesday show, because I have a solution for Michigan that they can do if they want to do it, but it's up to Michigan to do it.
Got you. So what about, we talked about OSU, Texas. What's up with Notre Dame, Penn State? The I'm not a good coach bowl, or am I?
I'm not a good coach bowl is crazy.
Or am I? Which one is it? We don't know.
I've been counting on this James Franklin thing to just fall over at any point, versus SMU versus Boise State. I'm surprised he's made it this far, considering both were big games. And so this is probably the biggest game out of the three. Therefore, I know James Franklin will find a way to mess it up. So I got Notre Dame.
So I will say, I think Marcus Freeman's a good coach. I think James Franklin is questionable. I think he fucks up a lot, is what I think. I think he has a hard time in big games, although he did win the last one. So
Freeman fucks. He messes up too, though.
Yeah, but yeah, but I look at Marcus Freeman similar to how I look at Sherrone Moore, a coach learning,
He's
going through a
young.
learning growth curve, dude. And I think Marcus Freeman, just like Sherrone Moore, I do believe both of them are going to be fucking good ass coaches. I think they just took the head of some major programs. Typically, you don't get an opportunity like Marcus Freeman and Sherrone Moore got, because typically you got to climb your way in terms of being a head coach at a smaller program. But they inherited some blue blood programs, and let's be real, Marcus Freeman's doing the damn thing. You got his team in the playoffs, although they need to join the Big Ten. I don't know how you feel about that, Josh, but I think they need to join the damn Big Ten and stop acting like they're special. And then because they're not, you're not.
No,
you're a Big Ten team.
You're a Big Ten team. You always have been.
It's wild.
Just stop.
you're in the heart of the Big Ten. Like, just join.
Personally, I think they're afraid because we all know once you join a conference, teams get to know you every year. They understand your weaknesses, your strengths, your players' tendencies. There's film on you. But now if they can make their schedule every year, they don't have to deal with that,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I used to go to Notre Dame on the game back in the day because I could make my own schedule.
Yeah.
None but top 10, top 25 matchups. Brutal.
That wouldn't happen in real life. They wouldn't do that.
But yeah, it was fun for me, but that's and that's what they want to keep. But it's the opposite. They want to keep the little cup, keep an easier schedule with their rivalries in there too. Well, some of them.
Yeah, no, I definitely still have Notre Dame winning this thing. I think they've got the momentum swinging in their favor right now. I think they've been playing really well. I agree that Marcus Freeman is a new coach, not necessarily a bad coach. And so for that, I don't trust James Franklin ever. And I also don't want to see James Franklin.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think anyone wants to see him because he's one of the most annoying ass coaches. But by the way, can we talk about the schedule for the playoffs? Okay. Why the hell are the next two playoff games on a Thursday and a Friday, bro?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I thought it was Friday and Saturday, but then
they need to be both on Saturday.
That's what you would think would make
That's
sense.
what it should be, bro. Like, what are we doing?
They're trying to keep this weekday crap that they have going on and just keeping it going. Like, bro,
you know what it is? No. They don't want to compete with the NFL. Is what it is. They don't want to compete with the NFL.
But you want to do a Thursday these weekday games?
It's so dumb because like everybody wants to like just go to the bar and watch a game, bro, or just like crack a brew open, or maybe just chill, dude. Like
just
Thursday,
chill.
People got shit to do on Friday, bro.
Exactly. You chill and enjoy it. Yeah, I'm gonna bring up Dom. That's your favorite, Josh.
It's my favorite.
What's going on?
How are you?
Dom, what's up?
The playoffs here, you guys were just talking about them being on a Thursday, Friday. Obviously, it's not wanting to interfere with the NFL. But right. I said in the chat earlier, and I'm old school when it comes to college ball. I think 12 teams is too much. It takes away from the continuity of the season, the momentum that the team's established, and then you get these prolonged breaks. And then you get teams in there that really don't belong. And I mean, did we have two quality playoff games? I mean, the Texas game, right? I think I'm missing one, but they were blowouts. And we're looking for like high quality games. I would love to see an 8-team playoff and have it end either on January 1st, where I feel sentimentally it should end, or maybe a week after. We're bumping against the NFL playoffs. I mean, I kind of same way for baseball as well. I mean, World Series is week 8 of the NFL. I know money, this and that, but these are college kids too. And the intensity of that rivalry, the championship game, if you go to one, and then you're stepping into the playoffs, and you're in some real physical combat in these teams. Georgia, who else was a surprise? It's just the way they came. Tennessee. Sorry, Josh. I mean, and I'm watching the Tennessee game, Josh, and I said to myself, if Tennessee was able to come out, score a touchdown right after halftime, it might have changed the complexity of that game, but that didn't happen. And I tuned in late for the Rose Bowl. I saw 34-0, Josh. I said, what in the hell is going on here? And there was another situation where Oregon scored. If they would have held Ohio State and put another 7 on the board, come on, Josh, let's
be a different game.
The truth. Ryan Day is going to start to sweat. But I will give the devil his due, sir. It was 41. They scored. Ohio State came straight back and scored. As much as it pains me to say this, and thank you for allowing me to speak, guys. As much as it pains me to say it, Ohio State sticks with the passing game. They could win it all.
They're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah.
The way they're playing right now.
Yeah.
Ryan Day is not the devil. Nick Saban was the original devil, and now Dan Lanning is the devil.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate Dan Lanning. It was like I was watching the game. I'm like, could both of these teams lose?
Facts.
That's fair.
That's definitely how I was feeling.
But on the humor side of this, guys, being a Michigan fan, okay, would it be hilarious if James Franklin finally beat Ohio State?
He's doing
something big here.
That would be funny.
Or if Freeman and Notre Dame would beat Ohio State after that 10-player fiasco from the other year,
No comment.
But Josh, I mean, the scarlet colored glasses from the Ohio State people, that's why this toxicity, this intensity rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State is what it is because you guys talk so much. It's like we won 4 years in a row. We won three Big Ten titles in a row and a national title. And all we get in return is, oh, you guys are cheaters. You're cheaters, and it's like, okay,
right.
And that's where it all comes from.
And then we hand it to them again. We give it to them again this year.
That's where it really has to stop at that point. Once we won at least this year, it's no more talks about hammers or cheating. It's pretty much over at that point.
Yeah. Plus, like if you look at Harbaugh's in the NFL, is that Connor Stallions? I mean, look, they're just good at coaches, man. Like, and then like another thing, I guess we'll go down this road, but we shouldn't. But like, guys, a lot of teams are doing some shady shit, and then like, we're all seeing right now firsthand what NIL has done to the landscape of college football because the SEC was paying players, which is cheating, but no one's saying shit about that, right? So at the end of the day, like I spoke about like earlier, like if you win a natty, no one should say anything. Like you did earn it, whether it's a 12-team playoff or a 14 playoff, whatever. And then Dom, to your point earlier though, where you were like, well, the games aren't that competitive. Well, let's be honest, in the 14 playoff, a lot of those games weren't competitive either. The semifinal games, like those, like Oklahoma used to get blown out.
Yeah.
Michigan State was getting blown out, right? So, and let's be real, Georgia handed us too. But
Clemson got blown out once.
But what I do think is I do like the 12-team playoff, but I think the best idea I've heard proposed is allow Vegas to create a power index, a true power index, not this committee of clowns who never played the game, don't know nothing. And I know our AD is the head of that committee.
I was say, like Ward Manual.
It's wild. Even Michigan fans think that's crazy. All right. But like, have Las Vegas build a true power index based on their metrics and the way they run all their spreads and all that, and then create the best and have the best 12 play.
I'd like to see them get rid of the conference championship games.
Love that though.
Bump it back a week. Take away a week's worth of rest, and as you're saying, come up with some formula where you're getting the top 12 teams the top in there. 12. And this isn't like March Madness where you're going to have. For me, March Madness now is a two types of teams. You either have the brand, you have Carolina, Michigan State, the brand, and then you have these off-brand teams. in college basketball. The difference is the brand teams are starting guys that were playing high school basketball last year.
Yeah.
And the non-brand teams are playing guys that are 3-4 years in college because they're trying to fine-tune their game to get to the league. And I mean, you take an older brother against the younger brother, the older brother is going to win more times than not, regardless of how talented the younger brother is. That's not going to happen in college football with the talent level difference. They're not going to have a Cinderella story because Arizona State is more stockpiled with experienced talent than in Ohio State, for an example.
So I agree with your point for the most part, but like we do see upsets during the regular season.
Yeah.
Like it can happen. Like, so I was hoping we would see something like that this year. We didn't. I hope, because here's the reality. I mean, they've already expanded this to 14 guys. It's already to 14, which is nuts. I think that's crazy. 12 was my limit. 14, they're going to go to 16 too. They're going to go to 16 one day. But I like seeing the diversity of the college football like playoff thing. I like seeing like different, but at the same time, I don't think they should be what they did with Boise. I don't think they should have a bye. I don't think I don't think Arizona State should have had a bye. Stuff like that. Like I don't like that stuff. That's too much for me. Like put them in the first week, and if they can earn their way, if they can Cinderella this, then good for them.
That's going to be hard to do. And and I'm sorry, Josh, but if Oregon and Ohio State played in Georgia and Notre Dame, regardless of the backup quarterback at Georgia, I really believe that Georgia and Oregon having that amount of time off, you're resting on the laurels of the past season. It's the holiday. How many cookies did you guys eat over the holiday? Out of your routine, Meanwhile, Ohio State is pissed off from losing to Michigan.
Yep.
They gained a lot of momentum against Tennessee, and they found the belief in themselves again, which is so critical in college ball. And they went out to the Rose Bowl. I was shocked, 34-0. I was really shocked.
I do agree that it played a factor. It definitely played a factor. I don't think it was the only factor in that loss.
No, they got out executed. They got their doors blown off.
They got punched in the mouth and didn't know how to handle it, bro. They got punched in the mouth and started panicking is what happened.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
You got anything else, Dom?
Go Detroit Lions a little later
Let's
today.
go, bro. Oh, I can't. Let's go.
What a game. That'd be a tough one if JJ was playing, but I think even if JJ was playing for Minnesota, I can't think of a team more deserving or a city more deserving than Detroit, the Lions, for so long. I mean, last year was their first playoff game in since 93 or something. So,
well, our first playoff win since 93.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah, I mean, listen, whether you're a Lions fan or a Vikings fan, whatever, I mean, I don't know if anyone knows this, but this is the arguably, although in terms of total wins, the greatest NFL regular season matchup in NFL history, because it's the first time in NFL where two 14-win teams are playing against each other. And the best win total between two teams was 25. This win total is 28 between two teams. This has never happened. Plus, you have the number one seed on the line. You have the division title on the line, as well as coach of the year on the line. Whoever wins this game is probably winning coach of the year. So this game's gonna be nuts. So I recommend even if you're not a Lions fan, although you should be, check this one out because it's gonna be hype. It's gonna be. I'll tell you right now, Lions are gonna come to play in Minnesota, and I know Kinetic's in the chat, so you're gonna take your L today, Kinetic. He's a Vikings fan, but can you believe it? He lives in Michigan too. Isn't that crazy? But yeah. So hey, this game's gonna be nasty tonight. Can't wait.
I appreciate you guys having me on, Johnny. Thank you very much, Josh. I would say good luck, but I wouldn't be being honest with you.
That's fair enough. I get it.
Guys, take care. Thank you, man.
Have a good one.
Sir. That's the OG Dom, always fresh. He always got the fresh.
He's looking clean, man. Looking clean.
Yeah.
He always
looks
got
like
it.
he looks like a former mob boss, bro.
He is.
100%.
Dom's from New Jersey. New Jersey Dom.
I'm about to bring up Marcus from A House Divided, and if Josh is Killmonger or Dr. Doom, we got Garrison from the voice of college football, Lex Luthor.
Hilarious. I love it.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was getting prepped for a T'Challa entrance when you went to Killmonger and Dr. Doom, and then my face dropped when you gave him Lex Luthor. I'm like, oh my goodness, killed me. What's going on, y'all?
What up? What up?
Hello, Marcus.
Garrison.
So Garrison.
Josh, TJ, Johnny, what's going on?
What up, Garrison? I don't know, Garrison was going on, bro. This is what's up, dude.
Yeah, by the way, no, I saw you guys are on, and I was like, oh, I got nothing better to do. But I live in Michigan. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm cheering for the Lions today.
Respect.
It's in your blood, bro. I'm telling you.
No, my mom's at the game today, so.
Oh, really? Your mom's gonna be at the game tonight?
Dude, she's wild. Dude, she's from the east side of Detroit, y'all 8 Mile. She's a wild Detroit.
All right, yeah. That's dope, bro. Dude, I'll tell you right now, man. If I would love to go to this game. This would be the one. That atmosphere is about to be a playoff atmosphere.
Oh, for sure.
So Garrison, give us your take on the Oregon game and Texas preview.
I'm mad I missed it. Shout out to Dom. I like Dom. That whole rest thing, dude. If it the only thing I ask about it is that Boise State had that extra week too, correct? Everyone knows that. Do any of us really think that mattered? No. Arizona State had that extra week too. Yeah, they got kind of cheated in that game, but beforehand, did any of us really think that mattered that they had the extra week? No. Stop playing, Channing.
His name is Jordan Baker. I'm saying, get it right.
No, I just don't like that rest argument because even in the BCS, guys have 40 days off. We saw in the playoffs before this year that there's guys that didn't win their conference and they still had that extra week and they still lost to guys that had the extra time off. And so, no, I think what we're seeing right now is an Ohio State team that's playing up to the potential that we thought they had. Something that we thought they should have been playing like all season. But I forgot who made this point. But you talk about a new OC, a new quarterback who has learn the offense, get in rhythm with the wide receivers, and it just happened to hit the same at this moment. Do I think the loss to the Wolverines have something to do with it to some extent? But
yes.
To some extent.
You guys are motivated as hell, bro, and you're pissed. You guys are pissed off. Honestly, look, you got a senior group. You got a team that is a veteran group that's like, all right, we're not going out like this, and that's good. I mean, look, and listen, let me just make this extremely clear. I don't think anyone should take that away from you, bro. I don't think anyone should take away from you the fact that your ass is on fire and you guys are coming for blood because you are. I mean, everyone sees it. Everyone's like, oh, damn, Ohio State's on some juggernaut shit right now. And I also don't think anyone should take away from you guys that like, oh, it's a 12-team playoff. It's not a 14 playoff. If you guys pull this out, like a win's, I talked about this earlier on Johnny's show. A win's a win, bro. Like I don't believe in this tainted national championship shit. Just because you weren't in a Big Ten championship or we made it so you wouldn't even get to a Big Ten championship. I don't believe in the tainted national title stuff. So like if you guys pull it out, you pull it out. But it's not gonna happen because Texas is gonna win, bro.
It doesn't
immediately after the game, I don't remember who it was that came on the show. We tried to get Garrison on, but he was ducking us. But immediately after the Michigan-Ohio State game, someone came on and I straight up said, I said, listen, we won today. We were the better team today. Now go win the Natty and make the Big Ten look good. I said that right from the start.
Whoa. I don't want my team does not do this for any of y'all. I hope you all fail. I hope every single one of you.
I don't like all the nice stuff. I don't like all the security that's going on right now.
I said before. But I've said before, I want to be able, like, listen, I want when Michigan Ohio State plays every year, I want us to both be undefeated at our best, no excuses. I want us to be, because if we beat you, I want to say we beat the best team in the country besides us. And if we lose to you, I want to say, hey, we lost to the fucking national champions.
You're a better man than me, Kinetic.
No.
Bro, all those
Yeah,
years
fuck
when
that.
you guys were down,
He loved it. He loved it.
didn't
And
care.
let's
Well, I
tell
mean,
the
that's
truth.
and that's the
Let's
difference.
tell
You
the
see,
truth. It doesn't
But-
have to be a tainted championship, but the facts are the facts. If it was still a 14 playoff, we would have stopped them from an opportunity. It's only now that they have
That's fair.
the expanded
Yeah,
playoff
yeah,
that they
and
have an opportunity. So it is.
Marcus,
It's
if my
not.
aunt has
tainted.
stones, should be my uncle.
However, it's different from going 15-0 and winning a natty. That's all I'm saying.
That's
there
fine.
is a difference. There is a
I
difference.
agree with that.
But as of right now, listen, we have Texas. I think they're a pretty good team. I don't know what to make of them, to be quite honest with you. I think they have a really good defense. I think they have one of the better offensive lines in the nation, but they are missing two of their offensive linemen right now also. Quinn Ewers, I've always been a very big fan of his. Quinn, wish you stayed with us because we would have developed you better. But he looks kind of lost. I don't
Just
think
like Joe Burrow,
Sarkisian.
right?
What?
Just like Joe Burrow.
Oh hell yeah! No, it depends. No, because we had Urban Meyer. We had Urban Meyer at the time. No, but
I'm messing with you, bro.
no. I know you're right. I don't think we would have at Ohio State with Urban Meyer. But
what is the general feel from the Ohio State fan base about Quinn Ewers this week?
what'd you say?
Like are they still behind Quinn Ewers?
So like the guys on the team
It's
are
the complete
are,
opposite
like,
from
happy
week
to see
2.
him. But I'm gonna ask you all a question. I asked this question on X. If somebody if you invited someone into your house, they stole your money and walked out the door, and then you had a chance to see him again, what you doing? What you doing?
I mean, yeah, I get it, but we literally heard earlier this year OSU fans claiming Quinn Ewers when they came to Michigan.
I love Quinn. But now listen, bro. I love you, but you stole my money. You stole my money.
Y'all threw it at him. Y'all went and got the #1 player in the country. Y'all did what y'all had to do to get
Got him to reclassify.
I don't want to be here anymore. Oh well.
We didn't get him to reclassify. That money did. But no, I think it's gonna be a really good game. I think I said the score. Well, I picked like 30-23 or 28-20 or something like that. I mean, eventually everything comes back to the medium. So I don't think we're gonna have another 40-point game like that. I don't think we're gonna like. I mean, do we haven't given him a first quarter point yet? So I think it's gonna be a really good game. I think we're gonna win because we're just flat out better than them.
Okay, but answer this, Garrison. If Ohio State loses to Texas, it was because of Phil Eden.
I would say our offensive line didn't play well.
Lost a line of scrimmage. That's what I was about to say. Losing the line of scrimmage. Nobody else has been able to affect y'all to that degree since our game. The pressure hasn't been nearly the same since y'all played us, and I guess that's a credit to Fry and the offensive line there getting things together. But it also has been very surprising to me how much bravado has been shown from these defensive coordinators since our game, playing single man, high safety, leaving guys out on the island versus Jeremiah Smith. It is the most frustrating thing to watch. And I'm looking at Oregon, right? And no disrespect to Oregon's the secondary, but they're diminutive, right? Like both of their corners, field and boundary, are like 5'10", 5'11".
They're 5'9". No, they're 5'9", bro. They're all 5'9".
Yeah, I was gonna say they look
why
small.
why would that even be part of the discussion? Me one-on-one with him outside to the field. Why is that? What are we doing? What are we doing? Tennessee all year has played stout defense. I had to give credit back to Josh because he was talking them up in like week 3. I'm like,
when they play Bama.
I'm like,
I was on the Tennessee thing all year too. I thought Nico was going to break out at some point.
Well, not even that. The defense was gonna play a lot better. Man, they got in that game and it was like, can't get pressure. We're giving up shots. It was just it was bad all around. I don't know if Texas is going to look at it the same way. I would, for their sake, I'd hope not. But also, I'm looking at this field outside of the Ohio State Texas matchup. How did we end up in the? I think this is the penance that we paid from beating Ohio State and Bama, because now we got a field of James Franklin and Penn State, Ohio State, and Notre Dame. Like, those are 3 of the 4 options we have to win a national championship this year. That feels disgusting. Hook 'em horns.
That's messed
Yeah,
up.
So are you saying that Texas the only way they can beat OSU is if they follow the Michigan blueprint?
That I'm looking for somebody to follow it.
Well,
I'm looking for somebody
Here's the thing. It's not as though again, I'm not going to take away credit from what Michigan did defensively in that game, but you also have to realize when you have a coach being stubborn, running the ball up the middle and running tight sets,
sure.
With the Ohio State you saw for the last 2 weeks offensively, scheme wise, is not what you're seeing right now. Also,
I think y'all still struggle to run on first down.
And
I agree.
You got to give some credit to Wink on how he played the pass game.
No, but kinetic. That's why I'm saying I'm giving credit, but to an extent. You have to, when you watch that game and see the sets that Ohio State was passing out of, they're very terrible sets. Mm-hmm. Also, it's not as though Michigan is the only team that runs that. Like your defense is its own. It has talent other guys don't.
It's the closest to an NFL defense, especially when it comes to defending the pass.
No, stop that. Not in the secondary. But you mean scheme wise? Yes.
I'm just talking in terms of how they're deploying.
It's not people to run anything as close to it. Like if it was that, I feel like there was a problem with like the Tennessee fan base and the Oregon fan base like about their defense and about like us losing to you guys. The last time I checked, those other programs do not wear blue and maize. You don't.
They could.
But they didn't. And so I don't understand why they think that. So what's his name? Is it Cone on Crane and Company? Yeah. Ex Michigan quarterback. He said too many people are looking at that Michigan game and thinking that's the real Ohio State, and that's facts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. When they're at their best, when you guys are hitting on all cylinders, that's what it's not going to look like how it looked like in the Michigan game. The only way you can do, or the only thing you can do to affect that, is to push the line of scrimmage. It's the only way to stop a fast team who is explosive on the outside. You have to get pressure in the quarterback's face. You have to stop them from running the ball. And Oregon nor Tennessee was able to do either one of those things. They weren't able to affect the quarterback. They weren't able to shut down the run, right? They're giving up big gash plays in the pass and the running game. They weren't able to take anything away. You have to take a stand and decide, we're going to make you get it one way. You have to start there. You have to make them deferent to the defense first and foremost. If you're not going to take something away and just play straight up and say our athletes versus your athletes, well, you're going to lose. You're going to lose.
Well, I mean, the way that Wink played the pass and baited Ryan Day into running the ball as often as he did, and then also he had the guys on the edge to stop them from going outside as much as they wanted to.
Sure.
I mean, that combination kind of forced them to go up the middle. I think more than they wanted to.
That was part of it. But if you are running inside zone on first down religiously, then you're playing into Michigan's hands, right?
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying is I don't think they were running inside as much as they looked like they were. I think a lot of those runs they wanted to go outside, but you had Josiah Stewart, Derek Moore.
14 times up the middle, bro. We ran it 14 times up the middle.
Right, but how many of those were they had to?
That's 14 times too many. That's 14 times too many.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying though.
Oh.
I think he's saying like you're saying the same thing. Garrison saying 14 times the blocking scheme was to go within the B gaps, right? That's what he's saying. 14 times out of the how many times they ran the ball. That is probably too much if you've got 2 All-Americans sitting there, especially on first down.
Kinetic's saying due to contain and due to setting the edge, they weren't able to go outside.
Right. That's not true. Junkins did it twice.
That's his argument.
Twice. That's what I'm saying. Twice, but I felt like they tried more than that.
We tried it though, Kinetic. We barely tried it.
Yeah, I mean, there's also play calling in that too, right? They got to call the plays.
Really good, and your defense played really good. Your defensive coordinator baited us, and Chip Kelly is a stubborn ass. That's what happened. Like.
I just
but you knew that about Chip Kelly.
People are afraid to play your run game with soft boxes. That's what's really baffling to me.
Well, because they're afraid of the pass. They're afraid that Ujigba or Jeremiah Smith is gonna
make them
burn them.
Right, but then why not leave a safety back then? Why is
Well,
it
what they need to do is
incumbent on you
bracket
to-
coverage. They need to do what we did. We bracket coverage of Jeremiah Smith. Keep it in
2
zone.
high
We didn't
safeties.
run man-to-man all game at all.
No, it was a
And
lot
then
of cover
here's the
match.
thing. For what
Yep.
we did, though, you got to get pressure. If you don't get pressure, if we were unable to get pressure, even our scheme would work.
Yeah.
Like,
You
so if you
get
can't get pressure, then that's what it comes down to. You got to get pressure, and then you cannot put your corners on islands, dude. That's just insane.
And also, you have to
Bill
think
Howard is
these
good enough
guys.
to kill you.
This offensive line had basically a month to practice with each other until they saw Tennessee. So I mean, what they're seeing is not what you guys saw. Well,
It was funny though that Jeremiah Smith told Oregon what he was going to do if they played man on him, and then they proceeded to play man on him.
Yeah. Oh, so wait, Marcus. So you going to cheer for Texas, who beat you at your house?
I'm a real competitor. If somebody lines up versus me and beats me, I can respect that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Here's the only reason that I'm pulling for Texas, for 2 reasons. One, at the start of the year, my prediction for the championship game was Oregon and Texas. Oregon's gone. To stay consistent, I got to go with Texas now. But I also, earlier in the year, so I remember when we were talking about coaches, I said I thought Sark was one of the better coaches in college football. And with the 4 teams left in the playoffs, I think Sark's the best out of the 4.
Thank you for saying that. Now tell me why you believe Sarkisian's a better coach than Ryan Day.
I mean, Sark doesn't lose to Michigan.
No, that's not
No. To be honest, it's just a personal preference. I like his scheme. It's more pro style. I've always liked pro style offenses. I've been saying it since the beginning of the year. Even when they came to Michigan, I was giving him props for that, and that's why. I mean, he was able to out coach Wink Martindale. Now it was Wink's second college game, so a little bit of caveat there, but he was able to out coach Wink, and I just think that Sarkisian's a really good at what he does. So,
do you believe when? All right, so like the same way when we talk about like NFL players, anyone of any sport, we talk about your accolades and things that you've accomplished. What has Sarkisian accomplished that will credit him to being better than Ryan Day?
To be honest, dude, I have no idea because I've never based my opinion on him or Day because of accolades or not.
No, I'm trying to figure out.
For me, it's literally I test what I like.
All right, here's my argument. Sarkisian inherited a program that wasn't at the level of Ohio State, and he's built it into a power in college football. And let's be honest, Texas plays good football. They are a good team. And let's also be real. No coach since Mac Brown has turned Texas into an actual competitive ass football team.
Mm-hmm.
All the coaches prior to him failed. And I don't know. We all know that's crazy because we know the talent base in Texas is insane. And not only that, they have the financial backing to do whatever the hell they want. But at the end of the day, he's a good coach. Like, see, this is where we get into this argument of MJ, Kobe, LeBron James. We're talking about great here. Like, Ryan Day is a good ass coach. He is a good coach. All right. But he just inherited a program. And there was a bit of a decline in terms of, I think you would agree with it. I don't know. Actually, Garrison, we never really talked about it. But like, would you not disagree that there's a little bit of a culture identity? Although now playoffs excluded, because right now you guys are on some juggernaut stuff. But there's been a bit of a culture change under Ryan Day versus an Urban Meyer. It seems like you guys were tougher, man. It seems like you were a more physical, tougher football team.
Do you think we were physical when we played Purdue and got our ass kicked? Did you think we were physical when we played Iowa and got donkey kicked?
Yo, won a natty with that man though.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll give you guys. And Josh might disagree, but I think there's a lot of the Ohio State fan base that thinks this way, and I think a lot of everyone else outside the fan base doesn't understand. After that national championship, which Urban Meyer brought to us, I believe Urban Meyer is the best coach at Ohio State. I believe he's the best coach in Big Ten history. I believe he's the second best coach in a generation behind Nick Saban. Bro, yeah, yes.
He wasn't in the Big Ten long enough to be in Big Ten history.
Yeah, the accomplishments say different.
Urban Meyer's stint is better than Joe Pa or Ferentz or Schembechler or Hayes. The 7 years that he spent at Ohio State.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's the best coach. Cool. He's just better than all of them as a coach. He's got 2
He's
national
good.
championships.
Great.
He's got 3 national championships.
We're talking about degrees of separation here, bro. We're talking.
Yeah. Okay. But all right. So, but all right. But I'll get back to what you're saying.
Elite.
The reason I don't like the someone got to build something up argument, and even though I do understand to something, like I understand it has its play, bro. When is Ohio State ever gonna like? That means you're expecting us to go down the shitter, and it's probably not gonna. It's rare for Ohio State, and then for Urban Meyer after that championship, bro. You're talking about a 31-0 loss to Clemson. You never got back to the playoffs. You screwed up in probably one of our best teams ever.
What are some of Ryan Day's failures since
I don't know.
Lost to Bama, another loss to
Marcus,
Clemson.
I'm pointing to the culture part. I'm pointing to the culture.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Most Ohio State fans will tell you we are in a better place right now than we were the last few years after that national championship. And just because you guys see it from a Michigan lens, because we were beating you guys at that time. It's not just about you guys. We were like things were. Dude,
it's always about us. What are you talking about?
So has the culture shifted that much to where now the game and the national championship have kind of like tilted? Like you guys,
the national championship
prominence over the
national championship has always been bigger than. There is no rivalry game in college.
I'm sorry, no. Finish the sentence. The national championship has always been bigger than what?
Everything. It's the ultimate. What are we talking about?
No. Name what it is we get into. The national championship has always been bigger than the rivalry, than our game?
It's bigger than the game. Yeah. Listen. I have never in my life, and we've seen it before. We saw Alabama lose to Auburn, win the national championship, and Auburn fans don't sit there and say, well, we beat you. And then Alabama
or Auburn. That's not our rivalry.
But listen to what I'm saying to you, Marcus. The national championship is bigger than anything in college football, because at the end of the day, you get to stand on the stage on the podium and say we are the best team in college football.
And again, the best team in college football doesn't always go in the field. That's the tenor around here. I had felt that it has started to shift that way. That's not how it's always been.
No, I would say it definitely wasn't that way before '98.
No, it was. It hasn't always been that way, but it has shifted that way, and I'm glad that you're acknowledging it as a member of the fan base, because it is a fact, and it is reason why we've ended up where we're at. And there's so many Ohio State fans kind of dismissing the fact that we're here because you just believe it'll work itself out. We chase national championships. We're Ohio State. Long as we win a natty, that whole Michigan thing will sort itself out. I'm glad that that's the tenor. As long as that's the attitude, we will continue to kick those here for forever.
No, wait.
I don't think that's true.
Wait. I think you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. I'm not sitting here saying that game does not matter.
You're saying the natty means more, right?
But yes, but that's for every. It means more than anything.
The natty is the ultimate goal
for a 20-year span. Beat you guys twice in 20 years. It wasn't until our coach Harbaugh said that we were going to die trying beat you. Right? Nothing else matters. It's this game or bust. It wasn't until it was that realization till we flipped the entire rivalry on its head. Prior to that 20-year stint, that was the culture of this rivalry. Damn the postseason accolades, damn the individual awards. It's me versus you, supremacy in this conference. That is what the rivalry was built on. If you're saying now that the majority of Ohio State fans have moved away from that, and then now the tenor is
no, that's not what I was saying. The thing
that matters most is the natty.
No, that's not what I was saying.
I'm glad. I'm ecstatic.
No. I was answering TJ's question, saying that most Ohio State fans would tell you we are in a better place under Ryan Day than we were those last few years under Urban Meyer.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, Garrison, 3 weeks ago, no, they wouldn't.
Bro,
3 weeks ago, they would have told you Ryan Day had to go. Most of your fan base was ready to jump off that ship.
No. But that, you know me, I hold Ryan Day's hand through the fire. But and also because I'm a realist. Like, you gotta remember, man. And I know a lot of Buckeye fans, man. I like to hear this.
No, I agree with you, Garrison.
I'm an Ohio State fan out of the state of Ohio, so I get to see things from a broader view. You don't fire a guy who has 67 wins and 10 losses. At no point does that make sense.
Tell that to John Cooper.
Bro, 3 weeks ago, Ryan Day had to get personal security because of Ohio State fans.
Right.
You said what? You said what?
For his kids going to school. 3 weeks ago, Ryan Day had to get personal security for his kids to go to school to protect them from Ohio State fans.
I believe it.
And now they're all saying he's the best coach in the history of, or that he's a better coach than Urban Meyer the last few years.
No one's
better.
saying he's a
Better
better
player.
coach than Urban Meyer.
As long as you guys are in a winning position, then that applies. Like he said, if you take it back 3 weeks right after the Michigan loss, that doesn't apply. Also, the benefit of the 12-team playoff, it's almost like buying him time because let's run the scenario. If he goes up against Texas and has an embarrassing showing, all those demons, all those boo birds, all those get Ryan Day out of town people are going to come right back out the woodwork. So he's bought himself a couple of weeks by winning these games. But if he doesn't finish it off with a natty, as you said, he'll go right back in that spot of, well, we lost to Michigan, we lost to Oregon in the regular season, we didn't play in the Big Ten championship. I guess we won a Rose Bowl, but what is that? How is that any different from 2022?
And to Maze Madman's point in the chat, up until this year, a loss to Michigan or a loss to Ohio State kept you from getting the natty.
Yeah,
but then
like you couldn't go on to the natty even in the 4-team playoff if you lost that.
You could, because they went in 2022.
True. Yeah, we did go in 2022.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, okay.
But
that was the exception. That was the exception, and it was 1 year prior.
That was actually the second time. That was actually the second time we've done that. That was the second time we didn't win the Big Ten and still went to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, Penn State. Y'all screwed Penn State in like 16 or something like that.
Hey man, the Lord favors us, bro.
Not all the time.
Not against y'all. That's about it.
Same old.
So what do you guys see in this? Like, I'll ask you guys from a Michigan standpoint. Like, what is it like? What has it been like seeing how we play right now?
You look like the team. You look like the team. You look like the team you were supposed to be.
Did you think
you look like a team that's on a mission, bro? You look like a juggernaut. But all it takes is Texas to wake up that day, and in my opinion, make that game a fist fight. That's what it takes. And I think because let's be honest, Tennessee played real soft against you guys. Oregon, in my opinion, didn't show up to play that day. Now I'm not gonna fuck the 3 week they didn't show up. Dan Lanning didn't have the boys ready. You punched him in the mouth. And here's the thing, though.
I low-key enjoyed that. I enjoyed it a bit.
Texas, in my opinion, they saw what you guys have done. They better come to play. Like I think they will. I think Sarkisian. I think he is a good coach. I think he's a motivator. I think he's going to get them ready. I do think you guys have a good shot here to win this natty. Now I do think Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's looking good too, though. Right now, I think you and Notre Dame look the best right now. But I think Texas has the ability to take this if they want to. But you guys are motivated as hell. There's no doubt about it. You're on.
Honest question here, and this is to everyone, but Garrison specifically. Do you think that Sarkisian's a better coach than Dan Lanning?
Yeah, I don't.
No,
really. I do.
I'll take some.
Listen, again, we're talking about the best coaches in the game right now.
Yeah,
boys.
like these are like TJ's right. Like we are like kind of like the basketball analogy he brought up.
We're splitting hairs.
We're splitting hairs, but that's why because they look like Dan Lanning's a defensive guy, right?
Well, I guess let me rephrase it. If you have to play against a Dan Lanning team or a Steve Sarkisian team in a playoff game, which one are you more worried about playing against?
Dan Lanning.
Okay.
I don't know, man. See, I look at coaches kind of the same way you look at players, like you look for weaknesses. Sark doesn't present a very obvious weakness. Now, Lanning doesn't present his weakness as a weakness. He presents it as a strength. It's that ultra aggressive play calling. We're going to go ahead and try to take the game in the first quarter attitude. Well, okay, that works sometimes and it doesn't work. Sometimes it works. Through the regular season this year, they went 14-0. And then twice versus Washington last year, it didn't work. So I don't see that in Sark.
Can't you say the same thing for Sarkisian this year? He had 2 chances at Georgia. The first one you got donkey kicked. The second one you still lost.
But I don't think that was because of an inherent coaching flaw.
To a backup quarterback.
I don't think that was because of bad decision making within the game necessarily.
No, I feel it. No, I feel you. I just like I said, like when we're splitting hairs. I think and probably you guys are probably right when you talk about Dan Lanning and Sarkisian. I think they're pretty close. When it comes to Sark, I really like him. I really do. It's just that there's something about him.
You just really want to see him get punched in the face or something, right? Like
he has
a punchable face.
He has a very punchable face. But it's just I don't. I looked. I'm gonna separate. I just look at Texas this season. I look at your schedule. You didn't play anybody, and the 2 chances you did, you lost. You got Arizona State. I think most of the teams. I think Penn State would have beat Arizona State. I think Ohio State would have. I think Notre Dame would have. I think Georgia would have. So it's not like you really like.
They were blowing them out though. They were in control of that game.
Why you said
they played against one of the 2 teams that beat the Buckeyes? So
wait, you said who?
They played against Clemson. They played against Texas A&M. Those are good wins, dude.
I don't.
Who's anybody? I mean, let's look at your schedule. Who's anybody? Oregon,
Penn State.
Okay, that's 2. So you're putting.
I don't. Would you? Wait. And also, here's some context to it. When you win up against Clemson this year, Clemson has not been able to throw the ball, but somehow, some way, you allow Cade Klubnik to come in there and have the best game of his life and throw over 300 plus on you. Then you go against Arizona State. Mind you, Clemson almost came back in that game. Then you go against Arizona State. You get you get up big again, and you allow Scatterbo to go 250 total yards on you, and the reason let's be honest here. Let's be honest.
He was like 5th in the Heisman voting. He's not a slouch.
I know. I understand that, but it's the way it happened. And then let's be honest here. On a 4th and 13, you decide to send 8 players.
Oh well.
I just and that's Arizona State that did that, and that's how Quinn Ewers got that touchdown.
Yeah.
I just don't. I'll say this: if there's a weakness in Dan Lanning, which I do agree with you, Marcus, about being over aggressive
and over cocky,
I would say Sarkisian is he lets up, and after the second half, once his script is gone.
I mean, that's happened in 2 straight games, so I can't necessarily. The only pushback I put it on is I've seen Dan Lanning's version of that much more often than we've seen that out of Sarkisian, where they were giving up big leads in the second half. But now that you put it into that context, now that I think about it, I feel like they scored 21 in the first half at Michigan and ended up with 30 points.
That's because they put the foot off the gas.
Well, okay, sure. You say that, but what you're saying his problem is taking his foot off the gas?
I think that had more to do with Wink not knowing the college game at that moment.
I get it. So when he has his bad tail against Arizona,
I gave you credit. I can give you credit.
I got it. I understand.
I can't give Wink Martindale credit.
But I'm. Oh, you said if that was him figuring out Wink?
No, I think at that moment, that was week 2, correct?
Right.
I think at that time, Wink Martindale did not know the college game that well. He was still blitzing too much when he didn't. For some odd reason, he didn't know he didn't have to blitz with that defensive line. I think there was the secondary was still young, and throughout the season, your defense got better. I think if you guys played the beginning, you still lose, but it doesn't look like that.
It doesn't look like that. I got you. Okay. That's
he had to get used to the fact that he wasn't coaching 30-year-old pros that have been doing it a lot longer, and he was coaching college kids. That's what it was.
Yeah, and again, like how I say it, we've said it a couple of times during the season. I don't put 100% of that on Wink Martindale either. Some of that is on the players. The players do, right? The players play. The coaches coach. It's a symbiosis. They both have to kind of be accountable.
Well, and it was a completely brand new defensive staff too that had to figure out how to coach together as well.
Absolutely. So
you had all new position coaches and assistant coaches that were all trying to figure out how to coach within Wink's system.
Mm-hmm. So that's a fact.
So yeah, I just when it comes to Sark, man, I don't know what. Maybe because his wife bad. I don't know, but I like Sark more than Dan Lanning because he doesn't have that cockiness that I think is what bites Dan Lanning in the ass a few times. Like he gets in his own way with that arrogance, and I don't see that from Sark. So I tend to prefer
coaches like that are locked in, that don't try to be bigger than themselves. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, that's a great point because I mean, if anyone knows Sark's story, he had to leave USC.
Yeah.
Came to Alabama, won a championship there against Ohio State. Had to reclaim his name, and now look at him. So that's a good point.
That was the one thing that was keeping me from ranking him above Ryan Day, is that he had that stint in USC, and Ryan Day just hasn't had a failure stint like that. He's never had a sustained period of losing like Sark had at Southern Cal. So
He never will.
well, okay, it remains to be seen.
So, who do you guys have in Notre Dame, Penn State?
I hate that game. Damn, I hate that game.
By the way, I called it. I didn't know why people thought Georgia could beat Notre Dame. I didn't understand it one bit.
I did.
Oh, wait, and Johnny, I'm sorry, Johnny. Who did I tell that to? Was it you,
Bro,
Johnny?
I had Georgia, but if you look at the game, I mean, some of the same weaknesses they showed up. The receivers dropping passes, you know what I'm saying? You had a bunch of false starts, execution issues. Like Georgia, like y'all say, Georgia beat themselves. Really, Georgia beat themselves. Right?
Hey, but I thought Georgia's weakness was going to be their backup quarterback, and he actually wasn't bad.
He played well. He was throwing dimes. They were just hitting.
But Notre Dame's defense came to play.
Yeah.
No, they did. They did.
And then that kick return did it all. That was a wrap.
And that kick return, that 50 seconds or 35 seconds before half pretty much killed them.
Mm-hmm.
So that
I think Freeman's a better coach than James Franklin. I've not liked James Franklin since he was at Vanderbilt. I lived in Nashville at the time. Nobody down there liked him when he was there. I would pick Freeman over Franklin, so I'd pick Notre Dame over Penn State.
I got Penn State.
Yeah.
Even though Freeman has trouble counting to 11.
Yeah. I just
wait. Hold up, Garrison. You got Penn State? You want to put 20 on it?
Oh, right here on camera.
Yeah.
Let's do it. It's fun.
Yeah,
let's have some fun
on it.
Let's do it.
And by the way, I want to appreciate TJ here real quick for not taking that sing the other team's fight song bet I gave him on X, because that would have been the second year in a row I had to go on.
Oh my God.
Oh no, he was just waiting for you to come out of hiding.
No, bro, I had to sing it on Scarlet and Blue show last year. It was terrible, or 2 years ago. It was terrible. And then last year I had to do the crop top.
Wait, you sang it on the show and Bryce didn't clip it into the intro? What?
I'll quit the show if he does that. No, but I'm gonna pick Penn State for the same reason I picked Notre Dame against Georgia.
Can we get Bryce to clip that and send it to us so we can put it in the Maze Madman show intro?
I'll ask him. I hate you, Kinetic. I think Penn State's defense can stop Riley Leonard because they're faster than Georgia, and Penn State has the better quarterback. And I think bold take. All right, hot take here. Hot take. I think we're about to see Drew Weller's his coming out party game.
Now we're gonna see it now.
Yeah,
Why?
No, well, and you know what? This is his second year starting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now I don't think he's gonna torch Notre Dame for 300 yards or anything, but I think he's gonna be he's gonna play very good. I'm very confident in this. I think I'm taking Penn State.
Would you take Drew Eller over Will Howard?
Hell no.
Fuck no. Hell no. Is Abdul Carter 100%?
Whoa, whoa, Josh, what?
Is Abdul Carter 100%?
Hey, what's wrong with Abdul Carter?
Hey, TJ, TJ, we're gonna have to hold that 20.
No.
No, I know, but I mean, even without Abdul, I think there's better. I think Penn State's a better team than Notre Dame. Is James Franklin a better head coach?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
No.
Whatever.
No.
We'll take it. But hey, boys, I'm out. I gotta go. It was good chatting with all you. It was nice to meet you, Josh and Marcus. Appreciate it. Kinetic. Oh, we'll be talking today.
Hey, TJ, don't ghost after you lose tonight.
Hey, we'll be
Don't
texting.
pull a Garrison.
What up?
I'm a Lions fan tonight.
Don't pull a Garrison tonight after you lose.
Garrison.
Yeah.
Garrison, I love you, bro. Appreciate you being out here with all of us. And
Oh, thanks,
Johnny,
man.
my guy. Hey, for those who don't know, tomorrow, Monday, we got the Michigan Avengers show with myself, Johnny, Kinetic, Maniac, and Maze Madman. So stay tuned to that.
Nice.
Members only. So
You're gonna leave John out like that?
What up?
You're just gonna leave John out of it like
And my
that?
co-host John. There's so many of us, bro. We're fucking so many. But yeah, we're doing the damn thing. See everybody tomorrow. Appreciate being on here. Go Blue. You know
Go
the
Blue.
deal.
Later, TJ.
Appreciate TJ joining in, but I don't know about this Penn State Notre Dame. Both these teams are kind of similar, and they both got boneheads as coach. I don't care what nobody says.
Well, I mean, again, we talked about that earlier. Marcus Freeman is a new coach.
Hey,
as
why y'all
opposed
talking
to-
about
I mean, take a guy that occasionally fails a math test over James Franklin. Sorry.
I mean, he's came up small. He did the bonehead stuff against Ohio State. 10 men
11
on the
men
field.
on the field. Yeah.
Twice.
Running the
Twice.
ball, trying to get cute, which I
Not
hate.
once, but twice.
I know he did. When you get cute, I hate that. And when it doesn't turn out right, similar to how we try to get cute with Davis Warren with the pass and Jack Sawyer took it. Yeah, the play worked, but why are we getting cute? We're too close to the goal line. Run it to Mullins 4 times. We'll get in. So
Yeah,
that's
been
my
over
problem with
in the
him.
third quarter.
Exactly. So
I didn't hate that play call. I just thought it was the wrong play call for that quarterback.
exactly.
So you hated the play call, Kinetic. That's all
All
we
we got to
had.
do is run it.
You
We're gonna
hated
get in. We're gonna get in.
Yeah.
I think that Notre Dame's got one shot at beating Penn State, and that is ground and pound. Right? They've got a very strong running game. The one thing you can do to keep Sutton and Abdul Carter, assuming he's healthy, at bay, is to run the ball at him. Right? The one thing that has been an ailment of Penn State over the last several years, it's not necessarily that they're slow on defense. It's the girth. It's the poundage in the middle.
That's
Pause.
insane.
Wow.
It's the sandwiches in the middle, right? It's the big guy. So it's it'll be an interesting attack to just run directly at them as opposed to trying to beat them going east to west. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I'm trying to.
He realized what he said as he was saying it, but then he was like, I got to keep going.
Yeah, I just got to keep going. I already
I'm
had
at you, Marcus.
Like you had that little stutter like mid-sentence. You're like, fuck.
it. All right, thank you, Keegan. I appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's going to be their chance there. I don't think they can beat Penn State on the outside. I don't think they have the wide receiver talent.
Neither does.
Yeah, I would say neither side really does. Although number 5 for Penn State, he's been coming alive here in the playoffs.
Yeah, number 3 hasn't all year though.
Shots at Julian Fleming. Shame on you. Shame on you. Isn't he a Buckeye just like Joe Burrow?
I'm very proud of him, but
Anywho, yeah,
He still claims Quinn Ewers, but doesn't claim Fleming.
no, I'll claim Fleming. He's a good program guy.
he's a good program guy.
I feel like Notre Dame is clearly the better team here between the two. They've got the momentum on their side.
I think
And
so.
if
Yeah.
nothing else, I don't want Penn State to have the chance to do the funniest thing ever. Not going to win. I can't have that on my soul. I'm going to be thinking about that in the entire week leading up to the national championship game.
Because Penn State plays y'all
No,
close.
you don't want, what's the funniest thing ever? You don't want Fleming to get the walk-off touchdown?
I'm not going to address that question. I'm just going to keep moving and knock on wood.
Well, y'all understand. Well, Josh and Garrison don't give a shit, but you understand that if James Franklin even gets to the national championship game, the negative recruiting level of Michigan football is going to go from 1,000 to 10,000.
It's all right, though, because that means we'll have James Franklin at Penn State for the next 10 years, and I'm good with that.
Well, but that, I mean, we're only going to play him half of those years anyways because of this funky ass Big Ten schedule. But my thing is, James Franklin is Michigan's biggest hater on the recruiting trail, and not that programs don't negative recruit each other, like or try to sway recruits. That's a natural thing.
Mm-hmm.
James Franklin goes a step beyond that, and the only way to keep that degree of separation between a loser like him in your program is to say, we have hardware, right? I don't want to hear any of that, sanctions and the hammer and your kid's not going to be able to play in a bowl game, Andrew Olesh. I don't. We have hardware. So if you give James Franklin a chance to tout his hardware in comparison to Michigan, it's going to be an annoyance level that we're just not prepared for. I'm trying to tell y'all, if you thought Andrew Olesh was a head scratcher, don't let James Franklin win anything of note.
I'll tell you what, for James Franklin, I mean, since the Urban Meyer days, he's always spoke about the difference from being good and great. Now, he has 2 playoff wins. He's got them, but it's not like but it's nothing that I would he should hang his hat on. I think this is the first time James, like the first out of conference real big game for him. Like this is his chance. I think if James Franklin were to go to a natty, because I've always wondered how Penn State doesn't lock down. I mean, Penn State's mostly on the Midwest side of Pennsylvania, but I never understood how they didn't lock down the East Coast when it comes to recruiting. And I think if James Franklin were to even get to the national championship, I think it would help them out a lot. But they had to do it. And James Franklin's his last big win was 11 years ago in Ohio State. So
damn,
he's lasted that long.
Has he been there?
Golly, like
he's been there for
14 years.
Yeah,
he's
been there for a minute, bro. Been there for a minute.
We
haven't lost him in 10, 11 years.
But it's close a lot of the times. He's due
was.
for it.
No, hey, he's blown, I think, 2 or 3 fourth quarter double-digit leads against Ohio State.
Oh my God, the one
I'd
at
be
home
scared
was
if I was y'all
devastating.
to play him because he's due.
I would be more afraid to play Notre Dame because of matchups.
I mean, Penn State.
So that's why you're picking
Penn
Penn State. That's why you're picking Penn State.
No, I think Penn State has the matchup against Notre Dame. But the way Notre Dame could play us, you're talking about a really strong offensive line, consistently running. It would be the best secondary we see all year. Really good linebacker. Just really good defense. It's in Penn State. They just, I don't fear their running backs. I don't fear their O-line. I don't feel a damn thing about them.
Do you think Notre Dame has a better matchup against you than Texas?
No. Texas has the talent.
Texas has the quarterback. They got a better quarterback.
Yeah. Quinn Ewers is still a top 5 quarterback in college football, like talent wise.
I don't understand why I watched him play Arizona State. I watched most of that game. I don't get the slide. I don't understand it. I think he makes timely throws. I think he makes clutch throws. I think he's the reason why that offense is successful a lot of the times. I don't really get it. His numbers look good.
He's slotted at like the 5th or 6th quarterback if he came out this year. Do y'all think he should come back for another year or no?
Depends on
not to Texas.
Yeah,
not to Texas, but I'm just saying.
Go.
But I'm just saying, do you think if you were advising him to stay in college one more year, come out next year, or go to the NFL this year, what would you advise him?
Depends on where he wants to go. If he wants to stay at Texas, leave. They're clearly edging towards Arch Manning. Like they're going to try to.
You want to go to Ohio State?
Nah, don't do that. Now, if you want to be a mentor to a young up and coming phenom and pass the torch and get you one last year and maybe win a Heisman.
This just been Garrison's not confident in Julian saying wants transfer portal quarterback.
No, I have confidence in Julian saying, but I'm not going to sit here and act like. Listen, we all watch Quinn Ewers play football. When that ball leaves his hand, does anyone throw a prettier ball?
In college right now,
he's got the float. He's got those floaters.
He doesn't layer the ball well, but he can.
He'll float that thing.
Yeah,
he floats it.
So is it arm strength? Like, because I look at him, I look at Shador, I look at Cam Ward, I look at the level of competition each one of those guys are playing, and how he ranks out 5th. If you tell me he's 3rd out of those 3 guys, okay, I guess there are athletic traits he doesn't necessarily have in an injury history, but like other than that, what is Shador presenting at Colorado that Quentin Ewers isn't at Texas? I'm confused.
Or even Drew Aller. I've seen Drew Aller moving up boards above Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, that's
for Drew Aller. Drew Aller moved up the boards right now because of what he can be. You're talking about 6'5", 240, big.
But you don't think Quinn Ewers can be as good? Like, I don't understand why is he moving up?
It's the physical profile. It's Josh Allen. It's Richardson, Anthony Richardson. It's you don't see that at a quarterback. So if he even has a little bit of talent, you'll take it just to see.
It's like comparing Mikey Keene, like his profile, to Bryce Underwood's profile.
The combine is a meat market first. So they want to see how big you are, your hand size, your height, your bone density. It's all that stuff comes.
We don't get no pause for meat market. We just gonna let meat market.
We just gonna
let it go.
It's
crazy.
No, it was crazy.
He went smooth through that sentence. You were like,
yeah, like you stuttered in the middle of inside poundage.
I stay saying reckless stuff. Like if you listen to me, I'm saying reckless stuff all the time.
It was the fact that you followed up girls with poundage. That was but Marcus, but sometimes with some of these draft boards, like I don't get it. Like today, I saw PFF. They had their top running backs, right? Mm-hmm. And they had Dylan Sampson, I think, at number 4, ahead of Caleb Johnson out of Iowa, Judkins, and Travion. Bro, Dylan Sampson has 8 fumbles this season.
Jeez, in this season
crazy.
alone?
Yes,
that's insane.
Like, I don't like. And he's 200 pounds, but he's like you saw him play. He's a small.
Yeah. He's small guy.
I'm not saying Sampson's a bad player, but I think a lot of people lose sight of the fact that Tennessee's offense doesn't work in the NFL. And so a lot of what you see working with that offense doesn't translate to the NFL. I'm not saying Sampson's a bad player or that he doesn't have NFL prospects, but you see it every year with these Tennessee guys that get more hype than they end up showing in the NFL. And Heupel's system doesn't work on an NFL level.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Watching Sampson sit on the sideline from the second quarter on, take one snap in the second half, they didn't take his helmet. He didn't come out his pads. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you what happened. That boy
didn't look good
number
for me.
8. That boy number 8 came down, popped him low in his legs, took him out the game, and then he came out the next week against Jordan James, cracked his spine and his upper neck, and took him out the game. That's what happened.
Ransom has been hitting this season. He has. He's been bringing
healthy as all get out.
Would you? Okay, so here's the question. I asked you this about Drew Aller. Would you take Quinn Ewers over Will Howard if you had the choice?
No.
Yes, you would, man.
No.
You think Will Howard is better?
Yes, you would.
No, I'll tell you why. Even more so towards the end of the season with our offensive line, and it's like when people ask about the whole Kyle McCord thing. I have seen plenty of times when Will Howard gets himself out of sacks. Quinn would not be able to do that. And also, like, let's be honest here about Will Howard. He was at Kansas State, and everyone when he came to Ohio State thought he wouldn't be much. And I'm sitting here thinking he's playing a better talent, has a coaching staff. I don't see that. That dude is throwing 73. He's throwing 73%, right? He's throwing JJ numbers with more touchdowns. He actually has less touchdowns. He has less passes than Quinn Ewers and more touchdowns.
But that also is part of the formula, right? They've been able to put him in a situation where they can hit his sweet spot. I think they did a lot of research.
Sark can't do it, Quinn?
You don't think Ewers' numbers would be better if he had Jeremiah Smith?
I'm saying with Will Howard, at least.
Good question.
There's a sweet spot there, and Ohio State did their research on him. And what they more than likely saw is that when you get this guy north of 30 passing attempts, those 1 or 2 yip plays he has in a game are really going to affect you. If you keep him low, if you have,
that's not true.
That's absolutely true.
Okay,
absolutely true. You get north of 33 passing attempts with Will Howard, and things start getting sketchy.
I've done this exercise already. Name the 3 games he threw over 30 passes: Tennessee, Michigan, Oregon. In 2 of those 3 games, he torched that other team.
Right.
We don't need to throw 30
that's not the only context that gets added to the game. They also had the benefit of the running game. They also had the benefit of not being able to be stopped when they're passing the ball. They also had the benefit of being able to protect their quarterback in those other 2 games. right? I didn't say that was the only factor, but again, Will Howard in almost every game this year has had at least one of those plays where he's going down and he tries to pitch it out to a running back, where he throws the ball late across the field. Yeah, he has one of those yip plays every game. If you keep the pass attempts low, if you control that situation, it usually works out for you. If it gets to a more strenuous position where you have to actually depend on his arm to move the ball, that's when things get a little bit more haywire.
But Marcus, I'm happy you said that, though, Marcus. I'm really happy you said that, because for 2 weeks now in the playoffs, my good brother and has predicted boneheaded plays in both games, and I'm still waiting.
No, he's been sharp. He's been sharp. How many pass attempts against Tennessee?
30.
I don't think he was at 30 against Tennessee.
Yeah. He was close to it. Was he? I don't know. Let me look.
I think he hit 30 against Tennessee. He hit 30 against Oregon just because
y'all was 29 against Tennessee.
29 against Tennessee, and then what? 30 against
26 against Oregon.
26 against Oregon.
Bro, listen to this. So it was funny because I was talking to this Oregon fan on X, and he said, "Well, bro, like, it was the rest, and if we had came in, you know, we would have played." But it was Luke, kinetic. It was Luke.
Yeah,
and he said we played much better in the second half. We stopped you guys. I said, bro, after we scored 41 points, we passed the ball 2 more times.
Pedal down. Yeah, pedal down.
Like what?
Pedal down.
Like, come on, man. But I mean, you have a point, Marcus. You have a point with the 30 mark. But
he threw for over 30 3 times. He threw for over 30 against Michigan State as well.
Which, I mean, that's air.
Hey,
we don't need
that's a year.
Keeping the stat
for us.
That's air. We don't have to
just keep
it a yearly prediction.
Might as well be playing 707.
Will Howard his best game was that Oregon game, though. He was sharp. He was lights out.
Yeah, but even in that game, right? Even in the Oregon game, we had to fumble through the end zone. We had the early interception that he threw. Like he They'll be there.
Oregon. I'm talking about this last week.
Last one. Yeah. No, he was sharp. He was on point.
Lights out. I didn't make any real mistakes.
No, he was good.
Bonehead mistakes.
He's that way in the playoffs, really. He's that way against Tennessee.
You know. So, but he had a pick against Tennessee.
Oh, stop. That pick was.
I know. So this isn't a comp. This isn't a comp to him, but watching Will Howard is kind of like, for me, watching the Vikings with Sam Darnold. It's like he's going to play well, but you know at some point there's going to be an interception, but you just kind of accept it because of the rest of the time he's on point.
It's whether or not your defense can bail you out of it, and whether or not you can correct the mistake the next time you get the ball.
And I'm not comparing Will Howard to Sam Darnold. I'm just saying watching them play, it's a similar experience.
That's a good one. By the way, yeah, and that number one defense of the nation, baby. That defense, boy. You saw Caleb Downs out there. That boy was everywhere. And 2 back-to-back JTT and Jack Sawyer games.
I can't wait until we have. Can't wait.
It doesn't matter, Johnny. It doesn't matter because Jack Owen Poyer still has no gold pants. So
he about to get
a national championship.
As much as I hate to give them credit, JGT, Jack Sawyer's kind of reminding me of the spirit of Aiden Hutchinson. He has that vibe to him, and it bothers me because he's from Ohio. He does.
Stop with that. Making me feel weird. Name on Jack Sawyer.
I'm not saying the production of Aiden Hutchinson. I'm talking about the spirit of the player. This means more to me. I grew up in Ohio. Being at Ohio State, I'm going to get us a championship. Aiden Hutchinson, I'm going to beat Ohio State and win the Big Ten. So it bothers me. I saw it in the preseason. I saw it in the Big Ten media days, and I was like, I don't like the way he's talking. That's a guy that he's got something to him, and the fact that now he's starting to live it bothers me. It's bothering me because that's what bothered him.
The way he threw a tantrum after the game with the flag planting, you can never put him in the same conversation with Aiden Hutchinson.
Well, kinetic, you got to remember. So the whole reason Jack was so pissed off was because past players said you never let that happen again. So yeah, we gonna squabble up.
As in, you win on the field and don't
Yeah.
allow them to
Squabble
celebrate.
up.
So here's my stance on that whole thing, which I still never got Josh's response when I put this in the chat earlier. So no celebration, whether there's a flag involved or not, justifies trying to fight somebody after the game. It doesn't justify the violence. If you don't want your opponent to celebrate on your field, beat them in the game. And if you don't beat them in the game, then get off the field and let them celebrate. We did that when Texas was here and they beat us. We didn't bother them. When Oregon came in and they beat us and they put their flag in our stadium, we left them alone.
Hold up.
It doesn't matter.
I said that after the game.
During the game is when you stop us from celebrating or stop any team from celebrating.
Can I ask you a question? So of course you guys weren't the first team to do it. Like it started because Oklahoma did it first, right?
Right.
What about, because I don't feel this way, but I can understand this line of thinking because I was talking to my dad about it actually, because he was pissed off about it. All those years, how many times did you ever see us do it?
Wasn't a thing back there.
Well, okay, but I'm not talking about just flat.
No, I'm
saying however you choose to celebrate after a win on the road. If you win the game, it's your right to do so.
Right. No, it's not my stadium.
Then beat us in the game.
That
don't try to fight afterwards.
Again, the rules of sports don't apply to Buckeye
So,
fans. Everyone else. Buckeye fans.
Let me ask you a question.
We can relentlessly torture you, but when I lose, you treat me with respect, mister.
No.
So hear that?
If Ohio State came out, let's say next year, and plants the field in the middle of your field,
did we lose?
Do you come in and beat us in our stadium?
We played the flag.
Then I hold the same opinion. If you beat us during the game, then we need to get off the field and you can celebrate. You earn that celebration.
You know why I don't like it, Garrison? Well, for two reasons. Number one, because then y'all come out the following 2 weeks after y'all get big wins, and then you taunt the other team's players. You're wearing their towels on your hips. You doing all kinds of things. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, belt the ass, right? It's cool when we're winning, but if it's happening to us when we're losing, we have to fight.
You gotta understand. There's a difference because I think, us being the two perennial Big Ten programs, we can talk about these Oregon fans real quick. We can talk about this program real quick because Kinetic brought up about how arrogant Dan Lanning is.
Oh, for sure.
We all agree with that, even though he has one of the greatest quotes ever in what did he say last year for the Colorado game? Rooted in substance. I love that quote. But it wasn't just them. It's the way their team played and then their fan base. So then when you have guys that came into their first year in the Big Ten, they go 13-0, win the Big Ten championship, go through us, y'all, and Penn State, and you continue to hear them this bravado. Man, yeah. When we
$1.99 for that, Carver. You paid $1.99 for that.
Yeah.
Johnny, you gotta make sure you clip that. Like that has to live on and infamy.
and then like when you get all that talk out of the Oregon fan base, we came back out to the West Coast in the Rose Bowl, and this is the third time. We beat them the second time we beat them in the Rose Bowl, but this is the second time we have taken your best team probably ever and put BTA on you. And with you having a chance to win a natty. Yeah.
And as I said, after y'all won that game, y'all won the game. As long as your celebration doesn't include attacking somebody physically or committing a crime, have at it. Have at it. You won the game. You earned the right to celebrate. And that's especially more so when you do it on the road, because winning on the road in college, it's tough.
All right. Okay. Down.
What do you say?
No one's crying about Oregon talking. What we're saying is, when you do all that talking, what you guys ever watch the Boondocks?
Oh God!
And you remember when Stink Meter came out and said, Yeah, you was talking all that good shit a second ago till you got kicked in your chest. That's all he's saying. You got kicked
That's
in your chest.
fine, Garrison. It just don't get so upset, crying,
I'm
trying
not
to beat
upset.
up. No,
I'm
not you,
upset.
not
I'm not
you.
upset.
I'm saying don't be trying to like beat up your strength staff coach when he's trying to stop you from getting into a melee because they're planting a flag when it happens to you.
But
Everybody
like
gets
said,
their get back.
No, but
Everybody
like Johnny
gets it.
said, you gotta understand about Jack, bro. You gotta understand about Jack. He's an Ohio kid.
That's fine. So he
Like,
should have put all that energy into the game.
It doesn't justify physically attacking a team after they beat you.
I don't know.
The whole defense did.
And so that earned him a right to fight after the game. He played really hard, so now he's allowed to fight.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm allowed
not
to
at all.
scream in one of my coach's
bro,
faces because
so
I really
wait,
love this shit. Come on, man.
Okay, listen.
Bro, let's treat it like it is.
All I'm
You
saying is
take a loss as a man, as a young man. You got to teach that young man how to take that loss. And screaming and crying at the top of your lungs about a gesture after the fact is not a dominant.
It's not a gesture. That's an action.
That's not a dominant disposition.
It's a celebration, regardless of what you want to term it. It was a celebration that wasn't physically hurting anybody.
Nobody was touching nobody.
Again, I just told you I don't take it personal. I just told you that.
We're not talking about you.
No, but Jack Sawyer did.
You're gonna be belt to ass and people a week later. Then take your whooping when you lose too. That's all. And
Jack Sawyer didn't get hit. Him himself and that defense didn't get whooped.
That's fine, but they lost, Garrison. They may not have been the reason why they lost.
If you lose the game, you don't have the right to interrupt the winning team celebration. Period.
Again,
one thing I'm gonna try to slide in here before I stop talking.
Okay, let me explain it. All right, listen. I was simply explaining the difference between that and what was going on against Oregon, and even more so Tennessee, because Tennessee had a lot to say.
But dog, it doesn't matter what they said beforehand. We probably talk shit beforehand.
I'm not talking about y'all, bro. I'm not talking about y'all. We were talking about why it was good for Ohio State to go and beat Oregon like that.
Yeah,
that's what we were talking about.
I'm glad y'all did, and y'all felt the energy of wearing out your opponent even after the game. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Just have some more understanding the next time the big dogs roll in your house. And we want to let off some energy after the game. That's all I'm saying. Because what y'all did was you alerted the NCAA that, oh, this is a problem.
Wait, you alerted them about what?
We need to ban flag planting.
We didn't do. All right, see, Marcus.
No, we didn't do that.
Marcus, you don't understand what happened then.
No. I'm not saying you rush out to the NCAA.
No,
I'm saying by that show y'all put on after the game.
What can we do about the random weirdo?
The NCAA. We got to after game celebration.
Marcus, stop.
We got to stop the fans from storming the moving the goalposts. We got to stop these fans from doing this or we got to stop the players from doing this stuff after game.
Marcus, you're talking about a random ass weirdo who was does legislature in the state of Ohio.
That's from Toledo.
Like, bro, what are we doing, bro? Like that dude don't got a doggone thing to do with Ohio State.
I am glad that you brought him up.
Okay, but there's a pattern. There's a pattern of behavior that y'all lose, and someone has to go somewhere and get someone to change something.
Bro, what are you talking?
You lost to Oregon, and you got the NCAA to change a rule mid-season. You lose to Michigan, and then trying to change a law to make it a felony to celebrate after a win.
To be honest, right here, like you are a smart person. You are a smart person. Do you understand why the NCAA changed that rule?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
I'm not saying that that wasn't the case. What I'm saying is that there's a pattern of behavior here.
You think I care about the optics?
Every time Ohio State loses, someone has to go whine to somebody to get something changed.
And we call y'all
again. We were talking. Again,
but that's a tough team right there.
This is what's funny about this conversation. It's
a tough team.
This is funny about this conversation.
We've been tough the last two games.
We were talking about
so tough they had to start a fight after losing a game.
Hold on, Kinetic. This is what's funny about this conversation, and I understand it, bro. You guys are at home, you're on your couch, eating popcorn, watching our team play. We were talking about what was important about Ohio State beating Oregon and why we did it. And I brought up why it was big because they came to beat us, y'all, and Penn State. That's what I brought up. And then somehow y'all co-opted that into talking about y'all at home.
Man. I'm glad y'all beat Oregon. We are all glad that y'all beat Oregon. Congratulations. We can all revel in
I
the fact
appreciate
that
that,
the
Marcus.
Big Ten,
And we didn't beat them. We beat them.
y'all beat them.
We got
Right.
the blueprint to beat everybody.
Let's
don't.
all
No, we don't.
revel in
Except
the
Michigan.
fact that Dan Lanning's arrogant ass got smacked on national TV. Congratulations.
It was beautiful,
Now,
wasn't it? Did you
going
enjoy watching us do
forward-
it? Did you enjoy
going-
Did you enjoy watching us do it? Like you
Yeah,
like how
it was great. It
you
was
like
great.
how we looked out there? You like how we looked
Going
out there?
forward, whether it's us catching that whooping, y'all catching that whooping, Oregon, Penn State, whoever, when you catch it and somebody lets you know about it after the fact, how about we all just get on the same page that what we're not going to do is try to start another altercation after the fact. Our altercation should be handled on the field, right?
I'm with that.
I'm with that.
That's it. That's all. And when I was trying to get at the NCAA,
That's what I was saying.
when I brought in the NCAA, I wasn't talking about the legislator dude. I'm glad y'all brought him up though. I was gonna leave it alone, but I was talking about the fact that because of all that started a chain reaction that day. All the rivalry games ended in a fight pretty much because of the flag planting shit. We were the first game to kick that whole shit off. So now, since it was such a big reaction,
you see what y'all started?
No, y'all started it. Y'all started that shit. And so now,
at the leaders of the sore loser party that day,
when these NCAA people, for lack of a better term, get together and they start talking about rule changes, what do you think is going to be at the top of their list? Probably after game celebrations, because not only have they had a problem,
once they get done with Connor's ass, probably they'll focus on that.
Say it again.
No, I'm not.
Oh. I ain't even hear what the hell you said.
I'm gonna say one thing.
I said once they get done with Connor's ass, we'll see. But
I'll say one thing. I'm gonna get out of here real quick. I'm disappointed in Garrison.
Why are you disappointed in me?
Because we got 3 Buckeye fans in here right now, and you're the one that decided to wear blue.
Wait.
You're the one that decided to wear blue.
Okay,
what are we doing?
Garrison loves Michigan.
Let's get this straight here.
Jordan Baker, what are we doing?
I got a banner up here. I have a wall.
I'm starting to believe Johnny's theory here that Garrison's really an undercover Michigan fan.
He is. I'm trying to tell you.
I wore this to church. Don't believe Johnny's theories.
You should have changed. I got on the screen.
No. I got a World War II silver bullet.
Hey, Jordan Baker was on that show as well. So
I made.
A real Ohio State fan wouldn't have to prove it.
Yeah, what you proving yourself for?
No, we gotta let them know, Johnny. I gotta let them know.
This has the same as Ryan Day trying to prove his team is tough.
I bet you I'm the and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, my fellow Buckeyes. I might be the only one on here who knows Carmen, Ohio, and fight the team.
I went there. The seasons pass, the years will.
Oh, we don't need all that. We don't need all that.
Yeah.
Hey, while we're on the subject of singing, Garrison, you got something to say?
Really show
how
firm thy friendship.
Garrison, he's proving you wrong.
Ohio, man, that's what we're doing after every dub this year.
Garrison, he just proved you wrong.
No, he did. He did. Now, how about you?
So next time I see you in here, you gotta wear a full Buckeye super suit. And I'll end on that note. I'm getting out of here.
Later, Judge. Nice to finally meet you, man.
Yeah, you should have a Buckeye suit. That's tacky.
I need a super fan suit next time.
Oh, okay, super fan suit.
Yeah.
All right. I want the Jeremiah Smith the gray jersey.
I need more than that. A house divided with this guy to my right, and this guy also joins us quite a bit. Make sure y'all check out the channel. We talk college football all the time. We talk the rivalry all the time. I'm out. Peace.
By the way, one of these days we gotta do a House Divided Scar and Blue show, little mad show. We gotta do that
collaboration.
Absolutely.
Terry,
I'm gonna turn it down. Garrison, tell them where to find you.
Guys, you can find me on the Scarlet and Blue Show with my co-host Bryce, the Michigan side of the show. We'll be on tomorrow, I believe, and then you can also find me on the Voice of College Football House State Prime Time on Mondays and Thursdays for the Collins Show. Guys, I'll see you later. Jason, Marcus, Johnny. And actually, let me hear it again, Jason. How firm thy friendship?
Ohio.
My man. Oh,
why your voice so shaky, bro?
Yikes.
Tell them where to find you, Jason. I ain't gonna do you like that.
You can find me on YouTube, Jason D'Angelo. Anytime it's like a Buckeye game, I like going and watching them. Talking about the atmosphere, it's really great. Go Bucks.
Yes, sir. All you Buckeye fans, I'll bring y'all up to say y'all piece and stuff, just like I did Jason. He got a channel. Follow him, salute to him. We rivals, but we can still, in this YouTube space, we can still connect with each other so we can all grow and get this bag. Can we get this bag? Some of y'all don't want to get this bag. We want it though. So, Kinetic, tell them where to find you.
On socials everywhere, literally every platform you might wonder if I'm on. Look up Kinetic 615. If I'm on there, you'll find me. You can also catch me on the Maze Madman channel Monday nights, and then frequent guest here and Voice of College Football, other shows around the sphere. I'm the resident minority hire on the shows, so here to fill a quota.
Kinetic is on M3 and he's Hawkeye.
For sure.
No, not Hawkeye. Give me Thor, man. Come on.
He said,
blue eyes, blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm the only one in the group that got blonde hair, blue eyes. So,
I thought Hawkeye was a good one.
no, I do like Hawkeye. But give me his alter ego Ronin or whatever it was.
The assassin. Okay, yeah.
That's a good one.
There you go.
All right, bro. Let me bring on Marcus. Tell them where to find you and tell them what you got going on.
Yes, sir. Follow me at House Divided with Josh. We're also on the Back of the Bus podcast. We will be going live this afternoon around 4:00. So tune in if you ain't got anything else to do. Doing culture takes, hip hop, a little bit of politics, all that kind of stuff. On House Divided, we are there twice a week, usually on Tuesdays and Sundays, or Tuesdays and Saturdays. So check us out.
Marcus is the new Sam Wilson Captain America. Let's get it.
Yeah. Hopefully my movie is better than the one that's coming out next month. So y'all,
you don't want to be him though, do you?
No, I don't want to be him. It's all right though. I'll be hey, if you can keep me Falcon, I'll be Falcon. I don't want to be Captain America.
Okay.
All good.
Got you. Marcus, he joins the show. He's on a House Divided. We cook it up and, he's always welcome.
Appreciate you, bro. You have a good day.
All right, bro. Man, now that was interesting. We had all the different YouTube faces. I was trying to see if Chris Drew or Ron wanted to join in, but they were busy. We'll see if we can cook it up with them next time, But that was nice. You got TJ, you got May. I mean, not Maze, but you had TJ, Marcus, what's his name? Josh from A House Divided. Garrison. We all know and hate Garrison, even though he does love Michigan. He's undercover. He's really like a secret spy type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So we know, but we're gonna let him act like he ain't. But Kinetic, bringing all these different voices in the YouTube spaces on one channel to, let's get it. That's why I just sit back. I have my times to cook. It's usually in the car when I just kind of go insane sometimes. But it's fun to have all the different voices in one space. That's why I sit back, because I know sometimes people are like, why you not cooking? I'm letting them cook. I'm bringing them on so you can hear their points of view. So you might not know. You might like one of them. You might like one of them more than me. You like his takes more than mine. So now you got somebody else you can watch and enjoy, and get their perspective. Whether they're an Ohio State fan or a Michigan fan. I enjoy hearing Garrison's takes, even though he's an undercover Michigan fan. I get his takes from there. You know what I'm saying? Or Marcus or whoever, So that's what it's about, And I let you say, Dom, I let them dog fight. Hey, I just set the table and then I just sit back, go get me an orange or an apple or something and just watch them. Even though last week Ron didn't like that I did him like that. He ain't like that, but I didn't think he didn't like it. So I'm gonna have to ask. I'm gonna ask the new guest. I'm gonna ask him. Do you mind if I bring up him or him? You know, because he didn't like it. You know, and Marmar kind of got at me, and he didn't like that. So the thing is with this, you always want to be professional, whether you're another YouTuber or you're a Michigan fan, whoever. You want to be handled. You want to conduct yourself and be professional. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's funny when you just go off on somebody or something. It's funny for the moment, but sometimes you don't look the best. You know what I'm saying? You know, you want to have respect. I like to keep it to football. I like to keep the takes to football. That's what we on here talking. We're talking about football. So I'm not gonna come on here and talk about trying to find that. I want to talk about your mom or talk about this or that. No, we're on here talking football. You know, when you have to take it to talking about somebody personal, you done lost the argument. You lost the football argument. You know, if we're talking about football and you have to go and talk about the way somebody looks or make up something about their job or something like that, you lost. You can't even talk football. We're talking trash talk, and you can't handle it. So you got in your feelings, and now you're trying to, you know, talk about somebody's life or something that you don't even know. You lost. You know what I'm saying? So when you do that, you lose. That's why you try to keep it to football. You know, you got to keep it to the sport. Keep it to the rivalry. You know. Let me read some of these super chats, and I might sit on here a little bit longer and cook up a little bit. Where are they? So we had Michigan Go Blue 1234 $4.99. Texas and Penn State / Notre Dame should follow Michigan style of play of defense, push back the coverage. That would be smart. You want them to dink and dunk. Limit their big plays, but you still have to tackle well. Regardless, you have to get off your blocks and tackle well. Oregon didn't tackle well. Appreciate the $4.99 readings by Dom. Show Johnny some respect and hit the like button. It's free and it helps the channel. That's a fact. The girth and the pounding was crazy. Appreciate the $1.99 Ron Tarver. But yeah, that's the thing. But that's the thing about you know, Ohio State, Michigan. You have to have the safeties back. That's just a fact. If you play in Ohio State, you gotta have the safeties back. You don't want them to get big plays, but it's not just a one or the other. You have to be able to. You want to be able to get pressure with four. You want to rush four, but you have to also be able to tackle well, get off your blocks. Don't give up the big play. Okay, you do give up a big play. Don't let them don't let them get a touchdown on that big play. Bend but don't break. Okay, you got a big play. Now we're gonna hold you to 3, or Ryan Day gets antsy and you get nothing. These are just the things that you have to do. Just saying, do what Michigan did. It's not quite that easy. It's not quite that easy. You have to put a masterpiece of a game plan together, and your team has to execute said game plan. So just saying, keep 2 safeties high. And when I break down Ohio State, it's never that simple. Just keep 2 high. No, because it's a culmination of things. You have to play lights out defensively. You have to tackle well. So when they throw those little sideways passes, they get nothing off of it, because they're anticipating you missing a tackle. So they turn a 5-yard pass into 50 yards, 30 yards, 12 yards, 15 yards. You know, so it's not just as easy as saying do what Michigan did. You got to be locked in to do what Michigan did. In my eyes, football is supposed to remain logical. That's what my dad taught me about the game. Remaining logic and leave emotions out the door. That's a fact. And it's hard to do. It is hard to do when you just picking teams and stuff. It's hard to keep your emotions out of it. Even with what's the game? Georgia, Notre Dame. My pick for Georgia to win, that was an emotional pick because I wanted Georgia to win. That was emotion. I wanted Georgia to win. You know, I somewhat like Georgia. They remind me a lot of Michigan, so I kind of like them. But that was an emotional pick. You know, in my heart, I knew it was going to be hard for them to win, but I still picked them. You know, for Georgia to beat Notre Dame, they would have had to kind of play a perfect game, and they did not. You know, they gave up that punt return. They had a lot of false starts and mental penalties. They their receivers dropped a lot of passes, and you can't have receivers dropping passes with a redshirt freshman, a first-time starter quarterback. The rest of the team has to pick up the slack. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. Let me go on and end this one. Like, share, subscribe.
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan